been like 2 weeks since we sent that repair ticket. We're really glad you can finally come here to get our stuff hooked up. Why is the IT department so slow?
I don't know. I just had to fly from China.
Okay.
To fix your audio equipment.
Did you install some new RAM down there when you were here?
I upgraded all of your RAM.
Thank you.
How bad was the module? Everybody said the module was really toasted in it. How toasted was it on a 1 to 5?
It was pretty crispy.
So what was that on a 1 to 5?
Like a 7.
Wow.
Wow. Well,
That's unbelievable. I have never had it toasted that bad.
Can I bring my laptop, by the way? Just like check it out. I think it has some viruses.
I don't know. I might install like World of Warcraft on that.
Oh.
That'd fix it.
yeah. Well, thanks, dude. We appreciate you coming down after 2 weeks after we sent the ticket. You can leave.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Actually, one second.
You do kind of look like someone we recognize. Are you that guy that was in that bee video? There's a video with some guys and bees. No, it's not that. It's a video.
No.
You're the guy in the video from the airport doing the
walkie-talkie.
The escalator spinning.
You know, the funny thing is I was sick in that bee video, too.
You were that guy in the bee video. What? What? I don't know. Hold on.
So wait, you're sick right now, first of all?
Yes, I am sick. I'm coming off of a flu.
Maybe could you not talk into our audio equipment then?
Okay.
Oh, God. That's usually in my mic.
That's how it spreads the shit.
So from that video, I remember your name is
Antonio.
Lair Bear Chichi?
The cable guy.
Larry the cable guy?
Yeah.
Barry Chen.
Barry Chen, the cable guy, is here with us
Ladies
today.
and gentlemen.
And Barry Chen, what do you do when you're not making escalator funny videos and beehive videos?
I just pretend to take pictures.
You never ever put a memory card in your camera?
No. Actually, I just make the clicky noises.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much that, yeah.
And you do the clicky noises for what official bodies?
Do the clicking noises, please.
Well, I don't do it. The camera body does it.
Oh.
And it fools everyone.
We thought you were making the noises with your mouth.
Yeah.
Can you give us your best impersonation? Is that how you say that?
How do we say what
sounds?
Oh, new segment from Paco. Is that how you say that? Larry, let me let you in on this. When Paco can't talk right, what we do is we create a segment.
Make fun of him.
Fuckers.
Okay, so we've figured out that
it's Barry Chen.
Barry Chen, but what?
Barry Chen, the famous singer.
So can we be serious for 30?
Shut the fuck up, Sam.
Seconds. What do you do for real? Your job, please.
I'm a photographer, and I just take pictures.
For who and what?
I take pictures for myself. I'm basically a freelance photographer, but I do a lot of stuff for speed hunters and.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Formula Drift.
Is that like that magazine with an import tuner, or what was that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, importer's tuner doesn't exist anymore.
Importer's tuner.
I'm sorry.
What about import tuner? Is that one still around?
So you don't have a job anymore?
No.
Oh, man.
That's why he's here. Maximum Driftcast. Are you
guys hiring?
The only Driftcast. We are. The pay is a toilet bowl mug of what looks like urine but might be tea.
Oh, nice.
So welcome to Maximum Driftcast, the only Driftcast with speed haters photographer Larry the double Chen, and he's drinking stuff out of a toilet bowl mug. Welcome,
Larry.
Welcome,
cheers,
everybody.
Guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Never cheers with water.
It's good to have you here.
Chin chin.
What did you say?
What? Paco. Paco is.
Wow.
Paco's been racist lately. We apologize.
Am I the first Asian on this show?
Jesus,
Paco.
Oh my God.
In person.
Paco was trying to emulate the sound that glasses make when they hit together. Paco, what was that sound?
Ching ching.
Okay.
That's fucked up. Okay, I'm not even Asian, but I'm gonna leave the show.
I'm not down with that.
No, that's fucked up, Paco.
Why always like the racist thing falls on me?
Because you're the most racist one here.
Is it maybe because I'm allowed to be racist?
Are you, Paco?
Come on, Paco.
You tell me.
Is that brown man's privilege?
I don't know.
Is that what you call it?
I don't know. We'll see once
this video's released.
We'll see once
the world is gonna attack Paco.
All right.
Once Donald Trump kicks me out of here, like Sam says all the time.
So for the next 3.5 hours, we're gonna get really down and really dirty with Lair Bear.
The show's that long?
Yeah, this one's a special episode. This one's actually 4 hours. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
And it's gonna roll into the morning.
Yeah,
okay.
So if you don't mind,
then we'll have an intermission.
It's a sleepover edition. Yeah.
Sam's lubing himself up with some wine right now, and
And
Him and-
actual lube.
Yeah, just lubing him and Paco up. So we can go take a break Larry. I know there's a Subway up the road we can go grab another snack at, so they can
Eat fresh.
They can go to Pound Town while we go eat fresh.
So, Larry, how did you become the best automotive photographer in the world?
Oh my!
And I don't say that.
No,
I don't say that too tongue in cheek because I have heard Jared say that, and I think Jared DeAnda that is, and I think that makes it true.
Well, I don't know. It all started with a love for cars, honestly. You know, I feel like that's probably why we're all here too. You know, we love cars, we love driving, and basically it's like the whole chicken and the egg, which came first. For me, it was
chicken.
Yeah. For me, it was the chicken too.
Yeah.
No, for me, it was the cars. You know, just the way they look and the way they sound, the way they feel, everything about them. And I just kind of just like taking pictures on the side, you know. And I just realized that I'm definitely a lot better photographer than a driver.
Yeah.
So I'm sure other people can relate too. I don't know.
I wish we had another. Yeah, I wish we had another photographer or videographer on the show to give his input, but
we don't.
What?
At least
No. We
At
don't.
least not a good one.
Yeah, I was just it's always good to get insight from a real photographer.
Hey, Larry, first time photographer, first time driver here.
First time listener.
First time listener. How did it all happen? Like, what was a physical moment that you picked up a camera and started shooting cars?
Listen, let me talk about this story, okay? Because this makes me happy.
All right, it's gonna make me happy
All right,
too. So
let it
maybe,
go.
maybe let's skip this one then.
Listen, let's turn back the clock about let's say 2 months, right?
Yeah.
2 months.
Okay.
I was in Arizona.
Okay.
Had a Viper ACR that I was shooting. Okay. And the story was that I had to shoot it and get like it was for Hot Rod magazine. So basically the editor would sleep on the wing and then is basically like she was in a sleeping bag, like she's camping like with this car because she loves the car so much. She wants to
have sex with it.
Yeah. Live with it. Lay on top of it. Exactly. Yes, Corey. Thank you.
That's cool.
And the shot was supposed to be, you know, in the Arizona desert, star trails with cacti in the back, whatever. We picked a spot, and then within 15 minutes, everything was set up. Cameras were set up. I was going to start shooting. The park rangers came. Closed off the park where we were. And
whoever told you about that spot's a real piece of shit.
It was midnight, or it was close to midnight, and then I was like, well, what do I do now? We don't have a shot, you know, and we have to leave in the morning. Who would I call? I called this guy because I've heard he takes pictures and he knows where the good spots are. He gave me a couple of suggestions, and basically the first one right off the bat worked out perfect. Got really good pictures. Thank you so much. Published in Hot Rod magazine.
Boom, and with co-producer credit. It's funny though because
who was this guy? Corey Hosford?
Yep, Corey.
Thanks, guys.
No, see, I know.
Thank
actually,
you so much. You know, I know you like to drive, but I think you should stick to photography.
Yeah, really is your calling.
It's been a real struggle lately. Going back to the chick sleeping on the wing, did she pitch a tent?
But anyways, it's just one of those things. It's like last 11th hour. I guess that's the expression, right? And then it's like, damn, need to pull this rabbit out of a hat. This guy came through.
Nice job, Sam.
Best thing ever.
Well, it's funny.
It was actually
only
very own Sam Nalven.
I only knew about the desert spots because Larry calls up. He's like, hey, man, I need to know about like this place with cactuses and stuff. And I was actually out shooting for my blog, Seed Hunters. And what that is we find different botanical plants and seeds. And so it's like, oh, I know the perfect spot where there's some cacti.
Right.
Cat guys and stuff. So that seemed like a diversionary way to S on my D for a second there. But how did you start? Like, when did you take your first photo that was professional? Your first paid photo.
Actually, like, did you went to photography school?
Did you went to photography school or not?
Did I
I mean, like,
no, I didn't went to photography school.
I'm just saying because, like, I mean, I personally took photography when I was in school, but far from being a good photographer.
I would say that.
But I know a lot of people who are very good photographers, and it was just natural. I'm not talking about you, Sam.
Yeah,
sorry. So how was it for you?
Well, I didn't go to school for it, and that's the thing is a lot of people. But a lot of people think that they need to go to school to actually learn how to use a camera.
No.
And that's not true.
Yeah.
You know, you learn by doing. The thing that I do have to say that would have helped with school is just the actual business part of it.
Yeah.
But the issue is most of the time you're getting taught by these guys who aren't photographers anymore. You know, the business changes so fast. They have no idea how to get jobs. And the thing is, it just doesn't work. A lot of these guys just come out of school. I'm sure that maybe they ask you, you know, for some advice.
Yeah.
I certainly get pretty much an email every day about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, look, I just graduated from so-and-so school. Here's my portfolio. You know,
what do I do?
Yeah, how do I get jobs? So it's tough.
And
it's definitely tough.
And what is your basic advice to them so you can just now point them to this show, and instead of writing out 2 words and taking 30 seconds of your life, you can have them listen to this 2-hour show and find your answer. What would you say to them?
Just drop out.
Drop
Out. It's for winners.
I think the best thing to say, and I've said it a couple times, is get good, idiot. But that is honestly part of it. But the other part is so I did the same thing. The first year I wanted to go to Formula Drift. It was so embarrassing. I submitted like a portfolio of photos.
Just get out of here.
But it's like
denied.
I just went to like media applications like, hello, dear concerned citizen. These are some of my photos that are somewhat car related, and also I took some from the grandstands of Irwindale last year. Can I become a media guy? Thank you. And they thankfully responded. I think it was John P. He's like, no, you need to like be with an accredited media house. And what I did is because the first few Drift Video videos had just started becoming popular, and they're reposted by Jeff from Hooniverse. And that was like the biggest thing that reposted anything I'd done at the time. And I was like, hey, can you like put in a good word for me and say I'm shooting for you, and can I shoot stuff for you and give it to you for free? And that literally is how it started, is because I got out there with someone's bigger name by doing shit for free. So tying into the advice is just you gotta spend money to eventually make money at it, probably. Like no one's gonna hire you off of a claim alone at first, or your portfolio. Like you gotta do shit for free, and you gotta be very good at it, and then you gotta get lucky and assertive, and 10 other things.
Definitely, and that's the thing is you have to. It's like one of those things. It's like how am I supposed to prove that I'm outstanding if you don't even give me a chance?
Yeah.
Well, you figure it out, you know, and it evolves to the point where what we did that was really cool, it's not cool anymore because everyone's doing it.
Yeah. Right, which is why I'm not a photo guy in FD. I had to change to video because there's too many talented photo guys. No joke. Like that's why I did video, because there's more room for storytelling, because Larry Chen and all the other there's literally like 4 to 6 like photo guys at FD now. I don't think it's a lot.
There's a lot, but I mean, like the big guys.
No, there's not a lot though. Hold on, Larry. Like but it seems like in the past few years, there's fewer photo only guys.
We definitely. I mean, a lot of the guys, they're dropping out like flies. You know, like me. Right now, it's only what I'd say 3 guys left, that like OG guys from the beginning.
Bohan,
not from the beginning. Yeah, Bohan and Alex Wong.
Yep.
Yeah, and I, and we're the only ones who travel the entire series and actually take it so seriously
and just do single frames, because everyone else has moved to video in some way because there's more need for it, I guess.
The thing about video is I love video too. I love shooting video.
I wish I could do photos. It's so much easier.
It's just
you guys want to switch places?
I guess I don't like losing control. I mean, there's a point where you have to make your production better, and then you lose that control because you have other people helping you, other people shooting for you, and then at that point you become a director, and while your vision is the same, it's just you're not actually behind the camera the whole time.
Yeah,
the final product has way too many hands on it.
Exactly. I mean, granted, you can make outstanding, like really really good videos by yourself or whatever, but
once
there
you get
is
paid
that
for it
point.
now.
Yeah,
Then you
there
go
is that point,
crazy.
and I know you understand that.
Yeah.
With photos, it could be as big of a production as possible. I mean, you'd have assistants, you'd have people helping you, whatever, but you could still stay behind the camera the whole time. And, you can have different angles, you can switch lenses, whatever. It's not easier.
Yes, it is.
Per se, it's not easier. No, I don't think so. But it's different. It's definitely different, and it's just that feeling of control.
It's a different art, absolutely. But I think one of the problems with and this is not just with automotive photography, but like overall with the entire photography community. And I'm saying because I'm a designer, and I've been through the same thing. Like your customers will most of the time they're expecting stuff for free, and because we'll give you the credit for the photos. Like, oh yeah, sure, that's gonna make pay for my food and my rent.
Listen, you're opening up a whole can of worms, and we can spend a whole 4 hours on that.
Yeah,
perfect. We have
But
all the time in the
I
world.
feel like we should
Our
probably
listeners
avoid
love this
that
shit.
subject. We should probably avoid it.
Well, but what I'm saying is like that's one of the reasons why it's a very hard area to work on. So I think in your case your photos speak for themselves. Like you were talking about that photo for the Viper, the final product. Even though it was just one photo that got published, seriously was just super impressive.
Here's the thing. I mean, I guess the basic thing, what you're saying is, I hear a lot of old school guys saying, "Am I not? Am I?"
No, you're
No,
good.
we were giving the hand
always-
sign for Paco's just
We're
blowing
making
you so
fun.
hard right now. So you can go ahead and keep going.
I'm blowing you right now, Larry.
All right, so the old school guys always say, "Hey, it's not like it used to be. We used to get paid so much for these photos. I used to be able to make a good living." The issue is, I'm not exactly sure, even if I would have done well back then. Because the way the internet is, the reach is so good. Like if you really do something amazing, and if you're really creative, it'll go far by itself. That's the
Right.
whole viral thing. And before, if you were really good, it's so much harder to reach out to your audience. And the fact of the matter is, for us, if you think about it, think of how many people watch this podcast.
Not a lot.
Nobody.
Well, I mean, it affects a lot of people's lives. I mean, I watched it.
Oh, really?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's why I'm here.
I think it's
Thanks,
alienated most of my initial fan base, but I'm getting for like every 100 subscribers I lose, I get like another 10.
Okay,
But-
well, so what about that video where you're like, "Witness me,"
Yeah.
Think of how many people.
How many New Zealanders I've upset?
Many hates you guys.
Yeah,
But either way, you're affecting somebody's life by your videos.
Whether you
Good or
know
bad.
it, yeah, whether you know it or not, you could pass by someone in the supermarket. They've seen that video.
It's happened too. It wasn't even at a drift event. Someone recognized it, and that made my day.
Exactly.
Only
So
once has that ever
for
happened.
me,
but
I've taken millions of photos, and I can't imagine how many people have actually seen all my photos because of the internet and because people share it, people like it. It makes me feel good. That's part of building that legacy because honestly, with you and I don't know about these two guys at the end.
Nobody jealous. Like, who
Our
gives a
stuff
shit?
is gonna live on when we're long gone.
And that's one of the reasons actually why I started in photography, because I was very much fearing. We're gonna get real philosophical.
I'm gonna probably start.
here,
I'm probably gonna start crying.
No, I was very much feeling the impermanence of life. I just had like a death in my family, and I was like this dude's gonna be gone, and no one's gonna know who he is in one generation. And it's like, how do I last longer? And it's like I've got to create something that lasts longer than me, and that's honestly when I started taking photos seriously. Is that selfish need to like want to have someone look at something in 200 years maybe, and be like, that guy made something.
Let me tell that, and that's so crazy that you bring that up because one of the things that I guess have trouble with, not recently, is it's kind of sad to say, but I mean I've been shooting I'd say for 12 years now. I have a lot of photos of dead people. A lot of guys that I've shot have died.
Yeah.
Right.
Usually that's what happens when you shoot somebody, they die.
Yeah, I heard that when you pull the camera shutter button, it steals their soul, and then they die. Oh, do you have one of those haunted cameras?
Oh God. Larry.
Sorry, we're about to get serious with something, and then here we go.
Larry.
It was getting a little dark. So
Can you imagine how many souls I have?
Oh man,
Yeah.
just like
Just
Ghostbusters,
taking
you've
them.
got
Yeah,
a machine
you got-
in your basement.
Who's your Egon and all?
No, you know how like in I think it was some Native American
Yeah,
beliefs.
Paco,
where
that's the joke.
yeah. Well, but at the end of the day, I mean, if you think about it, it's actually pretty. It's
Well, you are taking a piece of them and making it permanent or
It's-
semi-permanent, but that's go back to the original depressing subject. Like what is that?
It's
What's up?
morbid. I mean,
Yeah.
to the point where I've taken photos of people, their last photos.
Jesus.
Right.
You know, and that's part of racing, and people forget about
Yeah.
how dangerous racing is, and that's kind of why people originally did it. You know, it's dangerous, and
Still why they do it
that's
too.
yeah,
to some
and
degree.
that's a thing that people don't realize when they get into this business, that it's something that you actually have to deal with.
Yeah.
And for me, I guess for us, luckily with drifting, it's relatively safe compared to some of the other racing
Right.
that I shoot. You know, land speed and even sports car racing.
And everyone, and the misconception is that it's more dangerous because you're throwing yourself at walls and you're got such close proximity to other cars, but rarely do they ever go like above 70-ish, right? Like maybe
I
on
mean,
initiation sometimes, but around the track.
Listen, I've seen the worst crashes in drifting. I watched in Vegas a couple years back, Kyle Mohan hitting the initiation wall at 106 miles per hour.
Jesus.
I saw him pass out. Okay,
Yeah.
I was right there, right where he hit. I saw him pass out, and then safety guy pulled him out, and he still didn't really know where he was. I talked to Kyle about this afterwards, and safety guy's like, "Are you okay?" Dude seriously swatted him away. He didn't even
I had
he
no idea
didn't
where he
really
was.
know
Yeah.
what he was doing. He just went to
Yeah.
the safety guy, and then
that's how Cal.
yeah, and then afterwards he's like, "Oh my god, like kind of where I am, like
Yeah.
where am I?" Like,
He lost a bit
Yeah.
there for a sec.
Well, another big crash when we had Odie on the show. Do you remember when Odie crashed in Vegas? I think it was 2012.
but that I wouldn't say that wasn't as bad. It was really really bad, but I didn't see the same effect. I guess maybe just the way he crashed, it
Right.
handled it better.
Well,
and
was that the older track where it was the long,
That
the
was-
straightaway coming down, the initiate on the wall, and there was like a...
okay, I think that was the same time Jim flipped, huh? That was the same event.
That was for Odie.
Flip
That was
right,
when
right,
Odie,
right,
yep.
yeah,
And the
yeah.
track before that was the
Was
long
the long
Right. entry.
Yeah. That was where JTP crashed too. Remember?
JTPP.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even what was it? Just a few months ago, Joe Tardif had that little
Oh my God.
little
yeah.
lob tap, which
Yeah.
it didn't seem like it was that big of a deal, but he still
No.
broke a hip, and
So
it happens.
It happens, and but we're lucky in a way. It's relatively low speed, meaning it's triple digit, but it's not going 200 mile per hour.
yeah, and you're not.
you know.
It's not open cockpit. It's not.
And it
Yeah.
plus it's not like 40 cars, on the
Yeah.
track at the same time. That doesn't help either.
So if only to maybe make me finally release this episode much sooner, I did start filming new season of Driver on Driver in Long Beach with Vaughn. Was my first guest. Spoilers. And I started in the video, but I'm not paid to do this show this year, so paid work has to kind of come first. So I haven't finished the video yet. I know it sucks. I'm stupid. But one of the lines in there that was unscripted that after I said it, I was like, ooh, that was harsh. And I'll spoil it. Turn off now if you don't want to be spoiled, Driver on Driver people.
Skip a minute.
I forget. So we somehow got
Oh
on
my
Vaughn's.
God.
We somehow got on the Vaughn topic of Vaughn's hard Texas crash where he hit the wall at like 70 and got a little bit concussed. And he I didn't even know he's concussed, honestly. And he said it in the podcast or in the Driver on Driver interview. He's like, yeah, I hit that wall and I was concussed. And I was like, all right, Vaughn, hear me out. What if the past 8 months of your life have all just been a dream and you're just sitting in your car bleeding out right now? And then after I said it, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. But Vaughn took it like a champ. This is the guy that writes my paychecks a lot of the time too. So
My favorite line of the last show was, "Please don't fire me."
yeah, yeah. But he took it in stride, and it should be a good episode. But after I said that, it's like, oh god, that's just one of the things you don't talk about with racers, though. It's like you could just be bleeding out in your car tomorrow.
Let me tell you something about that crash, though. I was right there. Of course, I was.
You're always right there.
I was
How
right
do you do
there
it?
when he crashed, and he got out of his car, there was some, not cuts, but like bruises on his arm. And I could see it because he put his race suit down, jumped over the fence. I kid you not. Maybe it must have been like 30, 40 seconds after he got out, jumped over. These two kids went up to him and asked him for a photo.
Hell yeah.
Like, he's still completely just sweaty.
Yeah.
And I could tell it's just like, worst time ever, guys. You know?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all I could do is shoot. You know?
Yeah.
And I got these pictures.
You got the photo?
Yeah, I got these pictures.
Dude, I want to see what Vaughn's face looks like, because he says that he doesn't remember like 10 minutes after it.
Vaughn, had his pose, and he was smiling.
Yeah.
And you could clearly see the bruises on his arm.
Oh, God.
And then these kids, it wasn't just one, it was one after the other, and like, oh, let me just take out my phone.
They're relentless.
Sorry, I have it in selfie mode, and let me look. It was like just.
And Vaughn's,
I just couldn't.
Vaughn's nose, he's got a slow blood drip down his nose.
Meanwhile, I look over. Windshield is out.
Yeah.
Like it's. How often do you see a windshield bust open?
Off,
at a drift car, on a drift car. I'm like, this guy has some heart. Like I can't believe. If anything, I feel like he should have just like, listen, guys, I just wrecked really bad. Like, come by the pit later. But yeah, it wasn't even like that. He's like, let me just take a picture with these. Well, guys.
Like some funny thing is I've been in some pretty hard crashes before.
Like after you eat an entire bowl of
I crash super hard. I eat a bunch of hot dogs. I just crash out
for
like
in the couch.
3 days. I wake up. I'm like, oh God. I talk like
marinara all over your mouth.
I talk like Rocky Balboa. I'm like, oh God.
Spaghetti.
I just had spaghetti. Wake me up in 10. No, but I've had some huge crashes where you get concussed, and to be honest with you, it's like sometimes autopilot just takes over.
Yeah.
Like even though you may have no
recollection.
Paco, help me with this word.
Recollection.
It happens.
Yeah.
Your body just does what it's programmed to do.
Part of it might be that embarrassing, like the embarrassment thing, like at the skate park or whatever, and you're younger or whatever the situation is, like you fall down and hurt your knee and like you're bleeding really hard and you just get back up and like, I'm fine, everything, I'm not gonna cry.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cry, guys. And then 10 minutes later you go in your room and just cry.
You're coming down.
Yeah.
Or man, just like your autopilot was like, man, I just gotta take a dump right now. I'm just gonna hunker down right now.
Hunker down.
Yeah. But no, it's crazy because I don't know. It's something that your brain works in such weird ways. You see these dudes get in a crash, they hop off their motorcycle and they walk away super pissed off and they sit down and they're grabbing themselves because they hurt. But it's just that period of your body just doing what it knows to do.
You don't want to let people know how much it hurts.
I guess,
maybe.
but you don't even know. You have no idea. And well, there was one time I was racing motorcycles, and so obviously my buddy Dustin and I used to go race motorcycles all the time together. And
those were the days.
And I crashed mega hard. And Dustin always told me, don't go riding motorcycles with them. Of course I did. And I fucking crashed so hard. And I remember sitting there and I'm sitting up. I'm like, okay, I'm all right. I'm all right. And then the EMT came over and then I forgot everything. Well, all my buddies ran around and they were saying I was trying to bite at the EMT and tell them I was fine. And then my buddies were telling me that afterwards they're like, yeah, they wanted to like get you a helicopter out of there, and because they were asking him, does he normally act this way? And they're like, oh yeah, no, he's totally like this. So I remember spurts of it, but I remember like walking around like, no, it's not that bad, and then I don't remember biting at the EMT.
And then you're holding your arm in your other arm.
Well, then I supposedly called Dustin and be like, Dustin, you won't believe it, man. I just wrecked super hard, but I'm fine, man. I'm just going to the hospital while my arm hurts and stuff.
And Dustin's like, cool, I'm kind of busy. Can you call back later?
Yeah, so it's like, it's crazy that your brain will just go autopilot. Yeah. It's crazy. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it just went to his comfort zone of, oh, fuck it, okay, we're good. And I don't know. It's weird because I've been there.
Larry, what is your absolute favorite photo you've ever taken?
That's such a hard
I know it is, but
question.
You must have at least something in your brain that is your favorite finished product. And it doesn't have to be the prettiest. It could be the most meaningful.
Or at least the one that brings you the most pride.
Brings you the most proud.
What brings me the most proud? God
damn it.
This is like a 3-base question I can feel. Yeah. I can feel there's a personal photo, I can feel an automotive photo, and then I could see
nude photo.
A nude or a log photo.
The thing is, now Now this is gonna sound really stupid, but
Say
my
it.
favorite photo, I haven't taken it yet.
Hey.
No.
Have you been
No.
reading Jaden Smith's tweets? Like, how could your eyes be real if mirrors are fake? Or other way around.
Something
But
like that.
honestly, I'd say I wouldn't say my favorite photo, but probably one of the ones that I'm most proud of is that one of Mad Mike at Got Bill.
That one. I know exactly which one it is.
Yeah, it's basically the cover of
Every magazine.
No, cover of one of our Speed Hunters books. It's basically
I know what it is. Yeah,
Mad Mike.
It's the
we're
FD
falling-
RX-7.
Yep,
Yep.
FD
Is that the one that just got printed recently?
Yeah,
I remember that.
So if someone's gonna Google this, they would Google Mad Mike Gotta Bill. Is it Gotta Bill? How do you say it right?
Gatbill.
got the bill.
I got the bill.
Gate bill.
Gate
Bill.
The reason why I like it is because I guess it's at the time it was kind of a new thing, you know,
To do the SLR mounted on a chase car.
Yeah, and I mean it's a risk factor, you know.
Oh, hold on, I think I may have found it. Hold on a second. Oh, sweet!
People
It's
not
on.
gonna see it.
No, it's on Google, so I can just download it and save it. And
So-
make it.
Yeah, and then you can
It's
print
free.
it.
It's
and
free.
yes.
Listen, guys, everything is free
Is
if
that
it's
the
on
one?
Google.
That's RX-8.
If it's on Google,
RX-7.
Is that it?
That's RX-7. Yeah.
Oh, that is. It's because I don't have.
that is sad bull.
Because I don't have interest to go. Oh God, I was gonna say hold the phone up to the camera, but I know how cameras work. It's not gonna focus right. I'm not gonna be able to cut this into the video. So if you're gonna Google Mad Mike RX-7 got you bill.
It's in the first row of photos.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And it's the
the
coolest
reason
one.
why I like it is because it proves a point in my eyes. It proves a point because it's about the idea, it's about the execution, and I used the cheapest consumer camera you can buy from Canon to shoot it.
Oh yeah. So what is that?
Yeah,
A Rebel.
I used a Rebel.
Did you use that because
Canon Rebel T2i.
Oh,
yeah.
shit, not even the-
Did you use it because it was a danger cam? Did you use it because light?
Yeah, I used it because it's cheap and it's expendable. You know, I mean, expendable for me. I know at the time it was whatever, like $600 camera still.
But
right?
versus like a 1DX that costs $4,000.
Yeah, listen. So you got this T2i, right? You got a pretty fairly cheap lens,
What lens?
$700 10 to 22
I got that
EFS lens, right? You got a setup right there, you know, and anyone can get that setup if they really wanted to, and a lot of people have it.
And a good note for people, real quick, sidebar, your lens is more important than the camera body at this stage. You can buy the cheapest Canon DSLR, I think. Would you agree? And then put better glass on it?
Yeah, and it doesn't. It goes back to the whole. You know, it doesn't matter what camera you use. It's just the best camera is the one you have on you, and it's that execution.
Yeah.
For that.
So sorry, go back to the other point that you're making before I rudely interrupted with that sidebar.
About why I like it. Or
keep going about. So it's the camera you had there at the time.
Yeah, it's the camera that I used, you know, for that kill cam or whatever, and the photo's just gone so far. Mm-hmm. You know, I shot it in 2012, and it's still, to me, it's just like the perfect moment captured. You know, you got the clouds.
Yeah.
You got the perfect corner at that Rootskugen track, beautiful track, and it was just good. It was just a lot of things happening at the right time, and then it's with relatively cheap equipment compared to not what I normally use, but just in general. You know, anyone can get that stuff. You know.
Well,
Here's another one, Larry.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same
style,
setup. Yeah, same setup.
So Paco, I want to talk about some nerd photo logistics stuff. Do you have a question that's related to this first?
Yeah, kind of like. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not the equipment, right?
It's not.
I remember.
Not
I
at
remember. You did an article when you did photos on Need for Speed, isn't it?
Yes.
So, like, even when you're not taking an actual photo, it's not a camera, it's a complete simulation.
Okay, yeah.
It was crazy when you see those photos and the article. I was like,
it looks pretty good, right?
It's so real. It's all about the composition.
The thing is, like, Need for Speed, just to add on to that, Need for Speed basically wanted me to go into their studios in Stockholm, and they wanted me to actually get into that developer mode while they're making the latest game, and just fly around in the developer mode and take pictures with the camera.
Yeah.
Which is a really cool thing. I've seen like all there's people now doing video capabilities. Like you can become your own videographer, cinematographer in these games now because you have the most dynamic camera of all, the invisible Mario guy in the cloud with a video camera.
Exactly. So for me, it was so crazy because it's like limitless. Like
the movie where you take ecstasy and unlock most of your brain.
You just take that pill and then you can take the best
Everything
photos
happens.
ever.
Yeah.
So what happened was the engineers sitting next to me, and they're like, "What focal length do you want?" I'm like, "Okay, whatever. Just I throw one out,
Yeah.
It could be the weirdest focal length." And they're like, "What f-stop?" I'm like, "No way.
That's so cool.
You could change the f-stop. You
Everything.
could change
It's
the
so
focal length.
crazy.
You could do this." And it's like, well,
Trying to find some more photos.
Go wild.
check it out. Just fly around. So imagine a world. In a world, you could fly around with any camera, any focal length, any f-stop, any lighting condition, and they're like, "You want it to rain? Do you want
The
more
lights
tire
on.
smoke?
Can you make it rain?
Do you want?"
please?
It's just crazy, and it was just a lot of fun.
And it's just crazy, like with the technology these days. What like the representation.
New Paco segment. It's not even a grammatical mess up. It's just a fun segment.
Jesus.
It's just crazy with the technology these days. Go ahead, Paco.
Kids these days.
The technology these days.
It's for the kids.
The technology these days, like the representation of something that could like how you. Jesus, I lost it. Thanks, Sam.
All right.
Everybody who's listening, like, please shit on Sam for the continuous interruption. I totally lost the idea.
All right, new segment. Everyone who's listening today, please shit on Sam for continuous interruption.
Yes.
Thank you. No, I want that back. Do you have it again?
Yeah, I'm saying like with today's technology, you can represent reality in such a different ways. Like even like in the movies, all these special effects just
like Pee Wee Herman. What else? Ernest Goes to Camp.
Ernest Goes to Camp. Vegas Vacation.
Yeah, the technology in those films were unreal.
That's so good.
The T-Rex that they have in that scene with the T-Rex noise. Can we talk photo nerd stuff? Because don't reveal any extra secrets. But this is the stuff that like I always try to. So the first few times I was at FD and oh, by the way, the most proud I've ever been at FD, I think, was the first, like maybe first or second event. I'm just trying to find the new angle. I'm trying to find the shot. And like I'm at the top of this hill and there's 30 photographers that are like 50 feet to my right. I'm like, no, this shot's gonna be good. And all of a sudden Lair Bear runs up right behind me and starts taking photos. I'm like, I got the spot. And then I move like an hour later another spot and that's like no one else is. And then Larry runs up. It's like, all right, if Larry's shooting from here, I got it set.
Got it.
What do you think about that, Paco?
I don't know.
See, cool.
He just didn't care.
Back to the
I
photo.
hate you guys.
But
I don't hate Larry, but I hate you, Sam and Corey.
I know. What is going to go with
Real
that,
quick.
though, is... Yeah, go.
Real quick. You got that from Vaughn, Photo Nerds, right?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay, so a thing that he likes to do, especially when like it's a bunch of us geeking out over camera gear, he'll walk by and he'll be like, "Nerds!" Like,
Yeah.
like
So you're saying that
Photo nerds.
we should rip at him when he's like in the middle of doing really important tech setup with his car with
We'll be
Ian
like,
and them. We're like, "Vaughn, you're a car nerd,
nerd.
trying to win like an idiot."
All right, sorry for interrupting.
So I was gonna say is
Oh, no.
By the way,
the-
I don't actually sound this nasally usually. I'm actually really sick.
God, thank God I'm over here.
I do
didn't wanna-
actually.
They asked
I
me if I wanted to sit next to Larry, and I was like, no way, dude.
I mean, I guess my voice is probably always annoying, but not this annoying.
I do always sound this nasally, so this is not actually strange. But what I was gonna say is Larry is like next to me at the track we're shooting, and I'll try to like sneak in a quick like, "How are you doing? How do you do this thing that you're doing?" without being a jerk.
And you're
about
up
it.
there with your iPhone.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, Car, what are your settings? And then like, I'll try to take a picture of your settings. So first, let's talk about, and you don't have to give away any secrets, but your favorite shot, the one of my Angry Michael ripping around Gate Bill in his RX-7. So on that one you had like a big thick Manfrotto suction mount, and you had a suction mount on the car, or did you have like one of those?
Listen.
You listen.
This is what I had. Okay.
All right, let's hear it.
In terms of photo equipment.
Crypt.
Okay. I had a Norwegian driver, Sivert, my friend.
Nice.
Okay. B, I had a E46 M3.
Hell yeah.
6-speed.
You're
Okay.
a man.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And that's pretty much like.
Were you hand holding out the window?
That's pretty much like the photo equipment, you know. Like,
Were you hand holding?
That's the best photo equipment is when it's non-photo equipment.
All right.
No, I wasn't hand holding out of the window. Manfrotto, that thing took the bumper off. Manfrotted it to the front of the car, and at the time, that car was worth a lot of money because in Norway the taxes are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So that car was maybe worth $100,000. Okay,
Yes.
on the track, I'm sitting passenger. I would drive, but I don't think they wanted me to drive. I was shooting as I was directing Sivert to get closer or right or left or whatever, and then we would just do it, and it was just going out there. And actually, what's crazy is I was kind of bummed. I wasn't actually gonna take that photo.
You're too sad.
Yeah, I was actually kind of bummed because I just came in from I just flew in like that or yesterday, the day before.
Boy, were your arms tired. Go ahead.
I flew in the day before, and the airline dropped my bag with my 400 millimeter in it and broke the 400 millimeter. Yeah, I was super bummed. And then
is that too big to carry on? Is that why?
Well, that's the thing is I normally carry it on, but this one time for some reason, out of my 10 years of flying for my job, they just didn't allow me to, and then
this
they
is
dropped it.
just for the listeners, this is a $10,000 lens, right?
Yeah,
Or more?
yeah. Well, at the time it was like $13,000 or whatever. They dropped it and crushed like the front part of it.
Just the body or the actual glass?
Just the body,
Okay.
with the tube,
Yeah, the tube.
And so I had to get that replaced. But anyways, I was super bummed because it's like it's something. It's not in my control.
Yeah.
I can't actually do anything about it. I got to the track, unzipped my bag, thing was broken. I'm like, damn, what should I do? Well, you know
Give
what?
up.
Go out and shoot. Go out and shoot. Just make a good day out of it. And guess what? It turned out all right.
Yeah. So I still want to know specific crap about that. So were you using a Pocket Wizard and controlling?
Yeah, Pocket Wizard. There's any remote will work, but of course Pocket Wizard just has that range.
Did you shoot?
That I like.
So you couldn't adjust the exposure settings. So
No.
were you on some sort of auto mode?
I basically just had to guess the exposure, and because it was cloudy out or whatever, I just made my best guess, and it just worked
you have
out.
a polarizer on there?
Hey, Paco, what would you guess the exposure?
Don't
would
push
be?
your luck.
Very exposed.
Like how, what would you set the exposure for? Well, hold on. Since we just heard you guys nerd out,
No,
can me
we're
and
not
Paco-
done yet. Hold on.
No. I want me and Paco to nerd out.
Shut up. Let me wrap up the photo nerd. Let's
All right,
get it out of the way
Paco
now.
will nerd.
When you shoot your sweet ass panning shots, what shutter speed are you at usually?
I mean, if I could shoot at bulb, I would shoot at bulb.
30-second exposures. You just follow Vaughn around the whole track.
That was very, very nerdy. But
but this is an important
thing.
question that I've always wondered. Even though I'm never going to shoot a still photo again because they're stupid. You take a lot of really great panning shots where I know that the background's all blurred and the car is fixed. So whenever you guys see a Larry shot like that, that means that he's physically keeping his lens on that car perfectly for a longer shutter speed, and you shoot much slower than you would a normal still photo. So what are the settings?
As you know,
give it up or don't.
Okay,
I don't want you.
The exact
fuck it,
settings.
don't give it up. Don't give it up.
The exact
Don't
settings.
tell anyone.
And the thing is that's one thing that doesn't make sense to me. A lot of people are like, "What are your settings?" It doesn't matter what your
Doesn't
settings
matter.
are.
Yes, it does.
Like,
This does matter.
People focus on that way too much.
Well, because they
settings don't matter.
Okay.
Really, like
they do
It
matter.
doesn't apply.
That does.
I
apply.
love Larry's
doesn't.
idea behind this. I can see where you're going.
No,
with
it does apply
Things
because
change.
it's
Light
all
changes. Subject changes.
It's all relative
That
to.
is correct. Okay, but you're being way too daft about this. You big bozo. You big dumb doy. Because they do change. But let's say how much underexposed. How many stops, Larry? Or don't tell us because I don't want people. I want them to figure it out themselves.
See, and then that has to apply. What, like you're saying, underexposure or whatever. It has to apply to what sensor you're using.
Of course. But I was just wondering, as a fellow photo nerd, and I know how to apply that because I've spent 20 years fucking around with this, and I've taken my own attempts at these panning shots, but I really haven't honestly taken a action photo in years now that I've moved more into video. But I was just curious. But I don't want you to tell people now. But guys,
No. Listen. All right. So,
so it's 1/30th of a second, right? No, it's 1:15.
One.
Hey Sam, for once in your life,
1 second.
shut up and listen.
He doesn't want to talk.
All right. It really is all relative, and you know that. You know, like if a car's going 400 miles per hour, you know, or 100 miles per hour, it depends on how close you are to the car, focal length.
Right. Yep.
It's just everything.
And light, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and light.
See, Paco, I knew that, and I'm not a camera guy. So, Paco, when you f-stop your shutter speed, what do you usually do?
I mean, no, like all kidding aside.
By the way, that was Larry's way of telling you guys to fuck off because he doesn't want to share his exact stuff. So.
No, so like if somebody comes up to me, hold on, I'm gonna
don't try to make a poor analogy.
I'm with Larry.
To
I'm
your
with
stupid
Larry.
I'm gonna
life.
stand up. I want to take Larry's side on this, Sam, because you're a dickhead for one. But you know, if somebody asks you, "Oh, what's your tire pressure? What's your setup on your race car?"
It doesn't matter.
It
It does
irrelevant.
matter. Your tire pressure does matter, Larry Chen. That's why you're
it
not
does.
a good driver.
But your car is so different than mine. The shocks, the valving,
Exactly.
the springs, the type of
The
tire
way-
running,
the way
the
you
width of the
drive
wheel,
it.
the tire size,
The sidewall.
even the
right?
time of that you're running. If you're going to run 45 minutes later than me, the track's going to
What
change.
about the track surface too?
Yeah, and then the brand of the tire, how you
There's so
drive
many different
it.
variables, like-
It's so yeah.
So when you
exactly.
ask, so maybe a better question, Larry, would be is like, hey, if I was in this situation with this camera, what would you suggest for that?
Yeah,
Would that
and I can give you a general suggestion.
Exactly right.
Same for you
Right.
with
Yep.
a race
Absolutely.
car setup
Yep.
or drift car
You
setup.
guys are a bunch of motherfucking cop-outs.
Shame.
what the fuck is that?
Shame.
Oh, Corey, you're so innocent.
I have no idea what that is.
Called the Shame Bell app.
It's a shame. Shame, Bill. It's a Game of Thrones.
Well, let's
reference,
move into
Corey.
something else.
It's a shame-
Obviously, Larry's not answering our question.
No,
Did you call it Shamewell?
I want to be a little bit serious in this, but I agree with Larry. Even though I'm far from being a professional photographer, but I've done 2 years of photos on FD, and one of my, I think like it's not that good of a photo itself, but I love how it turned out. When Chris Jenner had almost ripped my arms off at Irwindale, and I had a very cheap fisheye lens addition on the camera, which makes
Fisheye edition.
it's just like an.
so sick.
No, he
Larry.
had like a screw-on filter on top of his regular lens.
It was not a filter, but I mean, it's just like a fisheye lens, a screw-on lens.
Yeah, but it wasn't an actual. It wasn't a fisheye
lens.
It was an addition to a lens you already had.
That's what I said. An
Which
addition,
makes it
and
a-
you're making
which
fun
makes
of
it a filter.
Actually, it was Larry making fun of me.
No, motherfucker, it makes it a filter. I was right.
Okay, well,
You're wrong.
So yeah, it was a filter, and
Fucking guys.
you know, like that. I mean, obviously, that thing is not the most optimal thing for the kind of photography you would expect on the track, you know. But at that moment, I thought, like, at the point where I was sitting, it will be very cool to get like that skateboard magazine style of photography, you know, where you can see like a lot of the stuff around, and the subject is bigger, and everything around is smaller. And even though it's a very cheap, like, you can still see. I'm so bad about it. You can still see the rim around it, like the black rim, because of sorry, it wasn't a
that's
professional.
the cool '90s skateboarder style. Is seeing your actual lens hood and all that bullshit.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the photos turned out pretty cool because you can see the whole, like, it took like, it's a photo sequence of 5 or 6 photos, and you can see the car
Flipping
hitting the
upside
wall, and then it's like right in front of me. I can see the exhaust,
The best
the drive
part is-
shaft, the engine.
The best part is this is when Paco was helping me out doing the first show I did at FD, the Drift Chronicles, and Paco was out there for free working. I was out there for free working, and Paco was like, "Oh, where should we set up?" Because I would be at one end of the track and Paco's at the other. I'm like, "Paco, why don't you go behind the wall where everyone's crashing?" And
I'm the one who's like, I want to be that
Yeah.
spot. I know everybody's gonna be hitting that wall, and seriously, that day we got like 5 wrecks.
yeah, you haven't lost an eye or a limb yet, so it's like it's all
Yeah.
fun and games for now.
Yeah, but again, you know, like, if you ask me like what was my setup on it, I don't remember.
No, you had like your handheld like T2i Rebel, like it was.
It was a T3, but again,
It was a T3.
It was a T3, just, you know. But no, yeah, I know what you're saying. It's more about like at the moment, what are you
camera
doing,
you
what it feels,
have.
and I think those photos turn out great, even though they're not. Oh, this is the best photo in the world.
That's
Like,
still cool.
it tells a
It's
very
important to
good
you.
story,
Yeah.
and at the end, that's what matters. Like that photo, we would keep talking about for Mad Mike.
Angry Man.
Even though it's just one photo, it's such a still. It says so much about this story, you know.
Yeah.
And a good, so kind of pushing forward for kids that want to become the next Larry Chen. Larry, how many days have you spent home this past one calendar year?
Year?
I know.
Well, this month,
Month.
I checked, and I'll be at home for 4 days.
Yeah. So Larry is one of the most professional and hardworking dudes. Maybe he won't admit to being the best in the automotive business, but one of the top 1 to 2 probably. And he spends 4 days at home every month, and he's got a wife and a kid. And is that fun for you?
Listen, this job is not easy at all, and you know.
How's your retirement fund doing? You get a 401k.
It's the thing is, it's not easy, but it's fun, you know, and we love what we do. And
how many more years before your body gives out?
We're fortunate. You know, I always joke about that, and I always say that I can only do as much as my body will allow me to. You know, like I want to be on every shoot. You know, I want to do more.
Yeah.
I want to shoot more, but my body physically won't allow me to. I mean,
like you're sick right now.
Yeah,
that's why you're
just to give you an example.
Taking a night off working on
right
our
now.
podcast.
I was supposed to be in Belgium, in Brussels, just a couple days ago, shooting FIA WRX.
And you decided to come to Maximum Driftcast.
Well, I couldn't go.
We get it.
I couldn't go because I got sick when I was in Formula Drift, or when I was in Atlanta for Formula Drift, and like I can't take sick days. But so that's just a perfect example. Is when you get sick, when you take sick days, you don't work. You know, you don't get paid.
Right.
Unless you're at Formula Drift and you're contractually obligated to do this stuff, because we were talking right before the show, and that was the worst possible job experience I've had. As I think it was one of the Formula Drift events last year. I want to say Orlando, maybe even. It was just sick as hell. But like, when you are doing photos or videos for anyone that's a driver that is competing and counting on you to be there, you can't just be like, oh, call in my replacement.
Look,
well, have you guys ever seen Weekend at Bernie's? He died, okay?
But he was still there.
He was still partying harder than anybody else. So once you think your body goes out, think of Bernie.
Look, and let me tell you, just past 2 days, maybe 3 days, I was suffering. Like, it was tough. And, you know, the thing is, I just came off of a job. I can't talk about it, but, you know, it'll be released in whatever, a couple months. But I literally was on set on this job where I told myself, like, I just can't do it. I'm shutting down. I'm literally bleeding out of my nose. I physically can't.
You were literally
move.
bleeding out of your nose?
Yeah.
What?
I couldn't.
Well, it's because you're doing
I told
huge
myself,
bumpers
I was like, this is it. I hit a wall, you know, like, because I was that sick. Still had 2 cameras in my hand, still was shooting.
Can you say where this job was?
No.
What?
But
give
us some dirt.
Anyways, I was shooting, and I just powered through it, and it hurt, and I know you know what that feels like. Just imagine being as sick as you possibly can, but you're out there. You're out there
12-hour,
in the sun.
15-hour day.
You're in the elements, and you're still shooting, and you're shooting, and
all right, we know that this video is in the sun.
But
yeah, listen. And the thing is, people think, oh yeah, it's so easy. You're just taking pictures, you know. You physically have to move this camera, this thing that's really not that heavy, but add the lenses.
Well, that's why photo guys are pussies, because video guys.
So add the tripods, right?
No, like you see me, I've got my 50-pound backpack. I've got my my shoulder rig in one hand, one camera, and then a tripod camera in the other hand, and like running like a fat person.
But that's because you're a Jew and don't have an assistant.
Holy crap!
See, this is
wow, Paco with extreme racism again.
So racist.
Wow.
What was it? Ching ching.
Yeah, it would start off with ching ching, and then he just called Sam a Jew.
No, but I mean, at the end of the day, all these suffering and all this pain, and I was like, you power through it because you love it.
Yeah.
And he's in it for the money.
When I look back, when you have a 9-to-5 job, you'll get something out of it. You know, like when you look back, you could see that you've accomplished a certain thing, whatever. But it's completely different for us, where we actually can see a physical thing that we created. You know, it's almost like if you're like a carpenter or whatever, you could see the things that you've built with your hands. Where with us, we could see the media that we created.
And if you're an accountant, you could be like, these numbers are fucking rad.
So
the delivery is pretty
those
quick.
numbers.
What is not like something that takes 2 years to build. Like whatever you do, it takes
it's usually delivery's usually faster.
Yeah.
But also
a couple weeks and you see it.
But also the feedback is direct, and the people that respond are usually the biggest assholes in the world. and yeah.
Well, that's their drug, right? Is that appetite right now for content?
Yeah.
You know, they want to consume it. They want to consume so much of it, and they only consume it for a few seconds, whatever. But they just want more right afterwards, and you can't make it enough. You know, you can't make it fast enough.
Because for the product that like a 30-second video to 1 minute video that takes 5 people a week to create, like the content viewer is one and done in 30 seconds. They're like, all right, what's next? Let's keep clicking.
So back to your point about video guys having to carry a lot of stuff. Wouldn't it be better if you could move faster or get to more places, but you have less equipment with you?
Are you talking about like roller skates?
Hoverboards.
Hoverboards.
Are you gonna
skates?
pitch some new invention?
Well, no, that's the thing that's the issue is a lot of people have gas, okay? Gear acquisition syndrome.
Oh.
Really nerdy, I know.
I thought you were talking about farting.
I've never heard that, but I know what you're talking about because I am in the process right now of just really refining my kit, mostly due to the 50-pound airline bag thing. So it's like I literally spent like 6 hours, not dedicated, but a lot of time the other weekend before Atlanta just dialing in my luggage situation. It's like, all right, I can bring this clamp mount, I can bring in these 3 lenses, and just like really just dialing in to be at 49.9 pounds in my check.
9 GoPros.
Like you could have all the lenses and cameras in the world, but you can only carry so much with you.
Yeah.
You know? And I see you struggling. You can only move so fast with all of that stuff.
Well, I have to have 2 cameras, and I have to have one on sticks, and I have to have one on shoulder. So what do you think I should do,
I'm
Larry?
just saying it could go both ways, you know? You could get more shots with less cameras.
No, I physically can't because one camera, you wouldn't notice because you're a still guy. Let me tell you how the life of video guy is. Right now, slow-mo video cameras don't do sound, or at least most of them don't. So I got to have the second camera at least for audio.
So Larry, one of the questions that a lot of people keeps asking us, and I agree, like we all want to know. So how do you do it? How are you
All
always...
the kids are dying to know.
Yeah, how are you always in the right spot at the right time all the time? Like, do you have like a stunt double, or do you have a twin, or what's going on? How you do it, man?
It just all comes down to experience, really. And as Sam was asking, like how many Formula Drift events you've been to, this past event was my 65th event.
Jesus.
At Formula, not any other event, not drifting event, just Formula Drift.
So that is, so let's do my math. 65 divided by 7.
Anyways,
carry the 3. It's like that's
He's
like,
been there all...
that's like at least 2 years of FD.
It comes down to experience, you know, and being at the right place at the right time comes down to reading the battles, reading the cars, and knowing like this is where they'll scrape, you know, this is where like time periods too, like for qualifying.
You see Von Gittin lining up behind Frederick Osbo, and you know that someone is about to be ran over.
So right to throw down.
Watch out! The crowd needs to watch out because you know. Do
you think you develop some kind of like clairvoyance where you're like, oh, I know this is...
It's just called experience.
It really is just experience. I mean, you know when the good battles are going to happen. You know, if someone has a tendency to go off or scrape a wall or whatever. You know
when the bad battles are going to happen, you can just take a nap and just be like, I don't like this driver.
It even comes down to how much smoke people make. You know, like you can take certain shots from behind a certain angle if you could shoot through their smoke because they don't make enough smoke.
How often would you say you take shots from behind?
Oh my God.
Wow.
Well, hold on.
All the time.
That was solid.
Oh my God. Hey, Larry, let me apologize.
Pepper, stop playing with that bell.
Let me apologize for my co-host.
Don't.
Everybody's saying like, you're in the right spot at the right time, but you look at the photos you walk away with that are good. How many of them do you not even use?
All right. Well, let me finish that other question.
Right, but I want you to kind of see where I'm going. It's like you probably shoot 1 million photos a day, but there's 5 that you feel are
so. That's the thing is with technology we're allowed to do that,
right.
and as photographers, yes, I change so many rolls of film. I go through like 1,000 rolls of film.
I want to see that, by the way. One event, I want you to go just only film.
I've done that before.
Only film for like an FD event?
Yeah, not an FD event, but like
But you do
small
film.
grass loop. Yeah, I shoot a lot of film.
Yeah, like,
I know, but that's what I'm saying is that when you hear Larry at FD, he's shooting full auto. How many? So, quick question: How many photos per event? FD weekend?
Just like maybe like 10 or 12.
1,000.
All of them are published.
Photos.
1,000.
No,
You're taking.
You're not even close.
Rough guess. 6,000 more.
No, not even close.
Less.
Well, you have to remember, sometimes I'm running 4 remote cameras.
Oh yeah.
Okay?
So every time you pull the trigger on one camera, it's shooting photos on the other 3.
Yeah. So I mean, yes, a lot go to waste, but the thing is now, it doesn't matter how many photos you take. You only show people your good photos.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
at the end of the day, is the finished product what matters.
Yeah. So that's a mistake a lot of guys make is they show everything. They show all of their outtakes.
Guys, in your first time, don't show it all. Be classy.
Just don't show it all. But as for the being a lot of places at one time thing, it comes down to a lot of the experience that I learned from being a paparazzi. You know, being on the mean streets of LA.
I really want to hear about this,
as I call it.
Did they make the movie Nightcrawler about you, or was that the you know what I'm talking about?
Great movie.
What's it called? Is that
Nightcrawler?
Okay.
Yes.
So the thing is, there's so many variables with everything. I mean, with shooting photos or trying to capture whatever celebrities, that you have to just go off of experience. You know?
Okay, but can we move into how the hell Larry Chen was a paparazzi before you talk about the job? Because the only Larry Chen I know is that guy at the end credits of the Need for Speed games, like, oh hey, hold on, let me take this photo of you, or
that's right. You were drinking out of a red cup somewhere, some underground party at Need for Speed.
But before that, Larry Chen was a sleazy LA Papa Mamarazzi.
I mean, I wouldn't say sleazy. I
wouldn't say sleazy.
There are sleazy ones out there, but you know
how did you get into this job?
It's you're a news photographer. You know, you're an actual.
Okay, Bell.
It's real news. You know, like whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You could not watch TV.
Lindsay Lohan is wearing those pants today.
You could not watch, or you could not listen to the radio. You could just go through your day, but you just can't get away from it. You go to the supermarket, you get bombarded by these headlines. You kind of know what's going on, whether you like it or not, because it's real news. And then that's why it actually needed, you know, that world needed actual news photographers, real guys out there on the ground.
Cut the shit. Why did you become a paparazzi, and when was this? How and when? Why?
Well, why?
To pay the bills.
It's easy, to pay the bills, and it was a good paycheck, and it was hard work.
How did it happen initially?
So I met this guy who also shot car stuff, and this thing is going.
I'm sorry.
Slowly going down.
Sam keeps messing around with a clam. So you keep talking.
I never touched a clam.
And
you fucker.
While I was developing, you know, I was still shooting cars, shooting racing. I was still shooting Formula D at the time. But you know, it really is hard to make money in this business. So to supplement my income, I still had a camera in my hand, and I was still working hard. I was still making pictures, but I was, you know, shooting as a news photographer.
How did the night work? Like, you get a hot tip that Lilo's wearing some tight jeans, and then you...
Well, I actually worked for an agency, and it was like a legitimate news agency. Like
extra. One of those.
I've been on TMZ a couple times.
Nice.
Not by choice.
Wait, people are shooting photos of you in tight pants?
Oh no, I mean, like I'll be in the scene or whatever.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is this something you still do and you're embarrassed about?
No, I don't do it. I'm not embarrassed about it. I'm actually proud of it, you know, because I got to experience that side of the world, you know, and just driving down Hollywood Boulevard, I can point out who's a paparazzi or who's, you know, waiting for whatever, who. And
Street smart.
So we've all been trained to think that paparazzis are dirty people. Is that just because of the way celebrities look at them?
Yeah, you know, the thing is, I pretty much almost every single time I asked if I could take pictures, and usually most of the time they're like, yeah, sure. And
I think respect gets you everywhere.
Yeah, well, because they need us too. You know,
it keeps them in the
like it's
light.
to the point where I remember one time I was waiting for someone It was like Spencer Pratt and like Heidi. I don't know. I forgot their names.
Just call them by their first names, and that makes it sound like you're in the know.
Spencer
Yeah,
and Heidi.
yeah. I'm just waiting for photos of Heidi,
and
Jake, Tom.
Like, it's to the point where they came out of a restaurant, they passed me, I didn't even notice them, and they're like, hey dude, like, you know, take pictures of us, you know, like, it's, you wouldn't believe some of the information that we get from our agency. You know, they'll be like, hey, so and so is flying in on this airplane, and they have a limo with these license plate numbers. Yeah, you be there, whatever, and then you know, they know that you're going to be there.
And then do you still ask them?
Yeah, I mean, out of courtesy.
Well, you said they know you're going to be there.
Yeah,
like,
out of courtesy. Like, sometimes they're real people too, you know? Like, I'll have a conversation with them sometimes, you know? But generally speaking, if you're doing your job right, they don't even know you're there. You know, you try to keep
wear
your
a
distance.
a costume that makes you look like a fire hydrant.
You just move closer ever so slowly.
Oh, Corey, are you bored with this line of
No.
questioning? Corey just yawning directly into the microphone.
No, I turned away from it and I just caught it on the backdraft.
Christ.
Let's talk cars.
Real quick, so right before we talk
I like
cars,
this.
drop some names. Who are some celebs that you...
Okay, well, the biggest one is Michael Jackson. I shot him before he died. Right?
Don't ever do that again. Stop. We're talking about a man that just died.
What's too soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've shot pretty much the biggest celebrities in the world.
Drop some name bombs right now.
Michael Jackson. I've shot Tom Cruise.
Tom,
shot,
Heidi, Charlize.
Yeah.
Don't need to say her last name.
I've pretty much Miley Taylor.
Really?
Yeah,
All these people?
I've shot.
This
pretty
is a
much,
secret life that I think most people have no idea about Larry Chen. Like,
I have very, very high resolution photos. Hundreds of thousands of photos
Of Lindsay
those
Lohan's
people.
vagina.
My email.
Oh,
No,
is that what you want to see?
No, absolutely not.
what
I've
you
already seen it. I don't want to see it.
Anyway, no, I mean that's pretty cool. I think
No one knows about this. This
I
is
think
a secret.
a lot of people didn't know.
Let me
about
tell
that.
you a really cool story. This one of the last times that I shot a celebrity. I mean, I've shot celebrities since then, just because, you know, it's just part of the job. As an automotive photographer, it just kind of goes hand in hand. But one of the last times where I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this person, was
I'm gonna get you, motherfucker.
was at this is I always think about this, but Megan Fox. Okay, so
mommy.
so this last time that I shot her
Pervy.
was when her boyfriend was racing at the Long Beach Grand Prix in the celebrity race, right?
You're talking about 2 months ago?
No.
ago.
This was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Basically, I got the credentials. Frederick Osbo was actually driving that same year, and that was kind of my excuse to be there.
Did you confuse him for Megan Fox because he's so beautiful?
Yes. So that chin, though, so chiseled.
That chin.
Yeah.
No, but basically, we were there. Frederick was there, and then
Charlize. Frederick.
we knew that she was going to show up eventually because her boyfriend was racing, and then I just had my camera in my bag. We were eating lunch. She walked up the stairs. We had no idea that she was coming. She walked up the stairs. I kid you not. It was the craziest scene. It was like out of a movie, where as soon as she started walking up the stairs, me and maybe 7 or 8 other guys jumped up out of their seat, like almost to the point of the tables flipping over. And then like it was
Take
like
cover!
yeah,
Fire!
exactly. It was like the tablecloths like revealed a bunch of, you know, bazookas.
Yeah.
Kinda, you know, it was so cool. And I brought it out. I had my 7200. You know, I had my 1740 or at the time. Boom! Just brought them out at the same time.
Look at you, like
And
you
we were
went
just-
akimbo
Yeah,
on her.
exactly. And we all just started shooting, and we just did this walk, and we're all walking backwards, and like just arm to arm, and just shooting. Like it was probably like 1,000 pictures within just a couple seconds of
So
her showing up.
intense.
And then who got the money?
Well, that's the thing, is within maybe 5-6 seconds, we all disappeared. We all left.
Just to try to get that out to your...
Yes, but also the crazy thing is, you would just never know that many paparazzi were there, waiting for her.
And is that kind of the name of the game though? So once you get the shot, you have to get it to your source ASAP. And
as
then,
soon as you get something good, you got to get it to the wire right away, otherwise it'll get stale, and other people's stuff are gonna sell first.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the thing is, as soon as you upload that thing, anyone in the world, any newspaper, any magazine can buy that picture in the world.
So what would you say a photo like that would go for? Just roughly.
So that's a big misconception when it comes to paparazzi photography. A lot of people think, oh, that money shot, you got that millions from that one shot, whatever. No, it's not about that. It's about two ways. I was salaried, actually.
Okay.
And whatever I got, I would just give it to them, and they, the agency would try to make as much money as possible.
Oh, right.
Plus, at the end, I was doing more freelance stuff. It's not about getting that money shot. It's about getting good shots every day that make good money. Couple $100 here, $50 here, $20 here. I've sold photos even for 15 cents to China. You know what I mean? Like, they use it just for like a thumbnail on a website. But it adds up, because still to this day, I get statements from Getty Corbis saying, hey, you sold whatever 20 images. And it may even add up to like $50, $100. But in the grand scheme of things, if you're getting
it's
good
a lot of Taco
pictures,
Bell,
yeah, if you're getting good pictures, exactly, a lot of Taco Bell. How many 99-cent tacos is that?
I can't do the math, honestly.
Yeah. But like, it's about getting good pictures of these celebrities having fun out there, enjoying life, doing normal things, and then that's what adds up to big money.
Are crotch shots worth more or less?
No, you can't even sell a crotch shot anymore because you get sued.
What does the world come to?
Well, do you know what's funny is I hop out of my BMW with my nutsack hanging out, just
waiting for Larry.
Yeah, I'm like, this is gonna hit the internet. Just wait, and once it does, I want to be all over the press. I want to be on the headlines. I want to be on the New York Times.
Did the whole like crotch shot thing die because of what they call that thing where the guy hacked all the celebrities' phones? Like, after that, did that become suddenly? And I'm against it the whole time. I joke about it, but it's like is that when it suddenly became distasteful, when all those photos of all the
It's
ladies?
It's been
It's
been out for a while. It's been
a while.
And it's been 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week. So it's no, basically right from day one, the agency told me, we don't want any of that stuff. We don't want people snorting coke. We don't want any of that bad stuff.
That's respectable.
Give us good stuff of people having fun. Look, there was this company newsletter, okay, and this one photo made $400,000, okay, over a period of time, selling for whatever, $100 here, $50 here, $500 here, made $400,000. It was of Nicole Richie just paddleboarding in Australia.
What?
Yeah, just her having the time of her life, and guess what? Everyone wanted to show it off. Everyone wanted to publish it, and therefore, over time, it's made so much money.
Wow.
So what you want to do is get the photo right after they do the coke, where they're doing the activities, where they've done the cokes.
I want to be Larry's agent for a second. I'd be like, hey, Larry, when you go out there and you get these dang photos, I don't want no cooters, no hooters, no cocaines, no boozing.
No cokes, no smokes, no cooters, no hooters.
And no pokes. And keep them sacks in your shorts and just bring me back some good shit, Larry dog. See ya.
I want photos of Spider-Man.
Yeah. Give me some Bob Saget's. Get me some Macaulay Culkins. Give me some of the A-listers.
See, I like to picture it's like a scavenger hunt where they hand like all the photographers line up in a row, kind of like Full Metal Jacket style, and the guy's like, "Listen here, fellas, you got a list," and like in the list is like Charlize, Tom, Heidi,
The Brady Bunch.
Like Corey's nutsack, and it's like, see which ones you can get today, guys. Have fun with it.
Yeah. It's like did you say it was like a treasure hunt kind of?
Scavenger hunt.
Scavenger hunt, thank you. Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Team scavenger hunt. That's
Listen,
awesome.
there was a point where, if you guys remember, when Britney Spears was shaving her head and she was going crazy.
That was the best.
That was my highlight of
if
my life.
you got a photo of her, just at all, anywhere, it would guarantee to sell for at least $5,000.
Jesus. And the worst part is that this thing was getting just paparazzi, I'm sure at this point, creating a feeding frenzy that definitely contributed to her mental health decline.
But that's the thing, is she ate it up. She loved it. She was dating that guy for a while.
Kevin Federline.
No,
right?
The paparazzi. Listen, we were I wasn't there, but one of my guys was following her, and it was a train of whatever, like 25 cars, 30 cars. She's like, you know what? I don't want to drive anymore. She gets out. The paparazzi guys come. Oh, we'll drive you. Don't worry about it. Well, they hop in her car, drive her. It's crazy. Like, it's to the point where my partner, he was following Paris Hilton to the airport. Her car gets a flat tire. She jumps in his car. He takes her to the airport. Like, it's just that.
So the image is that it's a hate relationship, and I'm sure there are some people that do hate the bad papa, the bad mama.
The bad guys or the guys that don't like it move out of L.A. They don't deal with it anymore.
Yeah.
Look at Sean Penn. He doesn't live in L.A. He hates paparazzi.
Is he the one that like smacked the camera into some guy's face and hurt him? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I got an idea, guys.
Let's all become paparazzi.
No, do you guys want to become rich fast? I got 3 steps.
Make money quick. Corey's
All right, so we have the team here.
Yep.
We got Larry.
Mm-hmm.
He's the stunt double. Paco's the photographer because he's probably the best one here out of all of us.
You're the body.
I'm the body.
I'm the heart.
Yeah. Imagine this. Imagine if we go, oh my God, guys, who's the big celebrity right now? You guys watch Game of Thrones. Who's the Game of Thrones guy? The midget.
Yeah, let's find the midget.
What's his name?
The midget.
Okay.
It's Peter Dinklage.
So what we would do is I would go to the exact place he was and dress up as the midget. Mm-hmm. And you guys would take pictures of me if it was him.
It's a little person, by the way. I don't know.
And then send it off, and we'd all make fucking 50 cents a pop off of that.
Is that a viable business plan, Larry?
That is that's a taco pretty much for each of us.
That's one taco for each of us.
We could be the body for each person. Paris or Britney Spears, Paco.
I want to talk about Papa. Maybe we'll do a whole Papa Mama.
Did you say
cast.
Papa Boner?
I want to talk about cars.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's move to some car stuff. Larry, you've got some cars.
You're a car guy, after all.
I love cars.
I know.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I mean that's like
Why?
I said before. That's why we're all here.
Yeah, you everybody knows about your mythical Datsun 240.
No, they don't. Tell us about it though.
I'm a Datsun guy myself.
Oh,
and I own a couple of those.
I thought you were a Mexican.
But yours,
no, he's a dad's son.
But yours is is a very nice example of a good vehicle. You even use it as a camera car.
yeah, I do, and that's the thing is I thank you so much for explaining it that way, but it's not nice at all. It's not. It's not my beater. I wouldn't say that, but it's beat up. It's really beat up. Because I race it. I've had it for 11 years, and I beat it.
But that's the beauty of it. We don't like trailer queens.
No.
We like
none of that.
Are those the people that wear other people's clothes?
Yes, Sam.
None of that.
I mean, you're as part of Speed Hunters. You know what it is. Like vehicles are meant to be driven. They're meant to beat up. They're meant to be
driven hard.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that's the whole idea. Like you have this Datsun with an SR20 that you take it to the tracks that there's rocks and you don't like tape all the front and you.
Well, let me tell you. I mean, when I first bought it, it had the stock motor in it, and I raced it. I autocrossed it, did track days, time attack, until that blew up, and that's why I put the SR in it. I wanted a modern power plant, and there was a point where I was taking it to autocross when these guys were like, bro, you don't hot rod a 1970. You don't. Especially number 2868. You restore that thing. And I'm like, no.
It's mine.
You gotta
I'm
drive
going to
it.
drive it. I'm going to drive it hard.
I'm going to blow up this SR.
I mean, I've
'cause
done
they all
everything in it. And that's why I call it Orange Bang. Because
Orange Pain?
Orange Bang.
Oh.
Bang.
Bang.
Yeah, sorry, my
perv.
I call it Orange Bang because the first day I had it,
You had sex with it, and
I had-
then here we are.
Sam.
it's orange, and I banged it. No, I bought it on my 21st birthday, took it out on PCH, ran out of gas on PCH.
Oh no.
And before it ran out of gas, it just banging noises, popping noises, just bang. Like I'm
It's
like
the best.
I can't believe I just bought this car, by the way, for $3,000. I was like, I can't believe I just bought this car and it's already broken. I thought it was broken, but of course the fuel sending unit was broken, and it just ran out of gas. But yeah, I was like, from then on, I'm gonna call it Orange Bang, like the drink.
Like the Orange
Tang?
Pain. Cool.
Yeah, like
Okay.
Bang. Yeah.
But I mean, I think you understand like the soul of a vehicle, like the whole spirit that's behind a particular car. I'm telling you because I own my Z since I was 22 as well. I drove that was my college car. I brought it to the States. It's still with me. Right now it's just a bare shell, but I'm never getting rid of that car. There's still something about it. I've lived so many experiences on it. I told a couple funny stories on it on the previous episodes.
Yep.
So, I mean, all the
Corey
stories.
has a Z, right? Are you used to have a Z?
It's not his.
No, don't have a Z. No, dang it.
But he had a bug.
I had a Volkswagen Bug. And the other thing, part of your job is you're an automotive journalist where you drive a shit ton of cars.
Yeah, I
That
love cars.
That was quite a change of topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go there.
Oh, sorry.
Don't be mad,
Yeah.
Paco. Paco is busy.
Finish.
No, it's fine.
I got caught off guard. Sorry, Paco.
No, yeah, I mean, it's true. You've had the chance to shoot and drive some pretty amazing vehicles. And not only like supercars. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, you were shooting Magnus Walker and Song Kang both together. That was a pretty cool thing.
You're gonna ask a question, Paco?
Are those two Pokemons? Sung Kang and Magnus Walker.
Go.
Yeah. Get him, Magnus Walker, ignite, Sung Kang, kick him.
But yeah, so I mean, like, you get to shoot some pretty badass cars. Like, what's been one of the most cool shoots you've been like?
You mean with cars?
Yeah, like amazing, exclusive.
I've shot so many cars.
Recently, what's been
Recently.
like the most cool recent shot that you're like, oh, I love this thing.
That's the thing is I fall in love with cars too easily. Really.
That's the orange bang.
Yeah. Well, I really do, and then I especially with cars that people let me drive, because I call it like a one night stand. Like
Right.
you get to drive it. You get to drive it hard, really hard,
Fast.
Yeah.
hard and fast.
Yeah.
No, you get to experience it, but it's new to you, and
Right.
and you get to experience it. You get to experience what it's like to own it, and you get all the nuances for the first time. The sound and the feeling. The visceral touch you have on the steering wheel. It's just the normal people don't really care about it.
Yeah.
Normal people, they drive their, I call it a MOT, method of transportation.
You've got so many good acronyms.
Yeah. They use it. They might as well just hate life.
Yeah.
If they're driving.
That's how I feel whenever I see someone like in a Chevy Spark, because I've had those as a rental. I'm like, what? How do you live? Because that's part of the enjoyment is like driving my
Corolla.
STI. Gets 14 miles a gallon, but like you have to drive like 30 miles to a photo shoot. It's like at least it's 30 miles, as long as I'm not in traffic.
It's
are
like
gonna be good.
anyways, you can actually love this mechanical thing, because it has a soul, really. And unfortunately, a lot of the new cars just don't have a soul.
They lack a
They lack it,
personality. They lack character, and I think manufacturers are focusing more on the like, let's just make it comfortable for the people. Like, they don't even have to think that they're in a car. Like, I'm just going somewhere.
The worst part is that the numbers are simple. Is that Nissan? I had to do a bunch of research for the Donut Media 10 facts about 240SX's video. Like like a Nissan Versa sells 200 to 300,000 models a year. The FRS, which like the Nissan was going to come out with their new like 510 concept, like a Datsun 510 sort of thing.
IDX.
Yeah, like based off of like an FRS BRZ type theory, is low cost, rear wheel drive, lightweight. Like very successful cars, and oh god, I'm gonna get these numbers wrong, and Forsberg's gonna tell us, but they sold like 20 to 30 to 40 to 50,000 models, maybe. So it's like,
let's say like they sold
one.
very
Let's
few.
call it a very small margin compared to like a Nissan Versa. So it's like the bean counters of the company are like, well, we can make some more Versas, or we could make some FRS thing and sell 1/10 the amount, and then the board is like, well, are we here to make some more money, or make some car nerds get boners?
Here's the thing. I can imagine you guys would agree with me on this. They could do that just fine. They could keep on making those Versas or whatever, but what sets a lot of these companies apart is like, for example, Nissan's a really good example where they always have like that special model, right? For example, like the Skyline was always just a regular passenger car, but then they have the GTR, you know, which is essentially, it is the same thing. It's a Skyline, but it's a completely different model that we just lust after.
But it's a Halo car.
It's a Halo car, yeah. But no, they do that with they used to do that with everything.
They used to.
For example, like the Sentra, they used to have the SER.
SER. That's the big thing is used to. And that's what I hate right now.
Right. So a lot of these companies need to keep doing that because like they need to have that top shelf product that people want, you know, and
but monetarily it doesn't make sense for them anymore. Or so they say.
I'm blaming millennials on this. Millennials
because they want Nissan Jukes.
No, seriously, millennials don't care about cars. They don't care. They just care about
like, dude, our entire fan base is millennials. So sorry, millennials.
Think about it, like they want like to be able to play their MP3s on
they
the
want
car
their moon pies and their penny whistles,
but
Discmans.
they're not about the experience of the driving. You know, like that. That's why we have CVT
Paco, you're
transmissions,
defining millions
and that's
and
why
millions
we
of
have electronic power steering.
You sound old and mean.
Well, it's not fair for you to say that because like, look at
what
people
are the
still buying cars,
Yeah.
and right now it's the best, craziest horsepower war ever. You know, like it's the highest horsepower production cars ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're still kind of like on the high end level. Like kids can't just go and buy 700 horsepower Challenger.
That's why literally the FRS BRZ is, I think, the most important progression that I think most manufacturers should be focusing on. It's like the original Civic SIs. It's like
the Corolla,
like a
the
Sylvia
rear-wheel drive
in
Corolla.
Japan.
You know, it's a cheap, affordable car that it was still fun to drive.
The worst part is it's like my ST only makes probably like 300 of the wheels now. So, but it's too much to drive.
It's not about that. Like,
but no, I'm saying it's too much to drive.
Yeah.
Is that I wish at times I wish I had 170 horsepower to the wheels FRS because you could redline it all over the place.
I got some on this too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to jump in first, Larry, but I think let's not blame the millennials. Let's kind of look at
blame the Mexicans.
No,
that's where I'm going with
this.
Let's look at Paco's wrong. His whole sorry.
No, look at and I see this every now and then, is almost blame the kind of the parents in a sense for not getting there. But listen, no, just hear me out, because I don't think a lot of parents nowadays, and I want to say motorsports is growing, and it may or may not be, but it's, when you're growing up, I was fortunate enough because my dad used to race, and so that's how I got into racing. And you look at all these other kids.
A lot of families, I think.
Compared to like T-ball and these other sports, I don't think the parents have the knowledge of motorsports or automobiles to steer their kids to be interested in it. So the kids will either have to learn from their friends or somebody else about that. And I think that's what's kind of being separated is it's not being taught as anything. It's one of those things that the kids either have to pick up on their own or maybe through an other influence. But me growing up being in the automotive scene, a lot of my friends were in the automotive scene too, is because our parents educate us the importance of driving, and they put us through driving schools.
What about safe sex?
I haven't done that yet.
Whoa.
All right.
But call-out game is strong.
Yeah, whoa. But I don't know. I just think there's the influence on that is much different than what it used to be. And you look at the cars developed in the 70s and 80s, 70s, and ABS and airbags started coming out in the 80s and things like that. But it's like, that was a driver's car. So when you bought your kid a car, you'd be like, hey, you're going to pump the brakes if you lock them up. Hey, you want to be smooth getting on the gas because you're going to do burnout and spin out. Now there's so many assists that the parents go, here's your 32 question test. Read this book and you'll learn how to stop and turn left and give the right of way.
Or here's your Volvo.
And that doesn't generate interest to these kids.
Or here's your Volvo. You can get in any kind of wreck you want. It'll save you. So
yeah, it's super strong.
Have fun, kid.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I had a Volvo for a first car.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And my parents weren't into cars.
What was it?
A 740 GLE 1986.
Oh, rear-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Did you see that sweet Volvo?
But only 130 horsepower.
You see that sweet Volvo we have in the driveway?
Which is enough.
No.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, if you had that car on a snowy trail,
No, it was a terrible car.
Welcome
I
to...
mean, because I probably got it in a really bad
Paco's
condition.
Institute.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, yeah, the I don't even know where I'm going with this. But anyways, continue.
No, so I kind of disrupted. But I don't think there's enough influences, and I think the manufacturers may see that, hey, we just make them safe. We can turn and burn these things. We can sell 800,000 Versas because we know that the parents are going to look for a safe, fuel efficient car, without educating them on the purpose of the importance of driver safety, car control. That's not. I don't see that's being.
So like the Subaru STI and the Evo, it's like, hey, mom and dad,
right,
4-door car, gets great gas mileage.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I had that same conversation trying to describe...
So it's Japanese. It's so reliable.
I tried to describe why I needed Jenko jeans to my mom.
Well, here...
You guys, cool on. Let's talk about Jenkos for a second.
Yeah, no, okay, so...
No, Jenko pants.
Oh, they were awesome. I had the ones with the kangaroo on the pocket.
Who didn't, right? But I remember... So Jenkos, for people that are a lot younger than us, were jean fad about 10 years ago, 20 years ago, God, who knows? And really super wide jeans. But I remember telling my mom, it's like, yeah, I need these jeans because like they're better for skateboarding, gets you like more room in the legs, the pockets can hold a VCR. Not that I'm about to steal a VCR or nothing, but yeah,
it covers the whole shoe.
I like that about the Double X's though, is that I remember also when I first got mine in 02 or 03 bug. I know it was 04, I think, but it was like insurance still didn't even know that it was a stupid, dangerous, fast car. The insurance is like 4-door sedan. Sure. Knock yourself out, kid.
Well, here's the other thing. What I wanted to get back to is part of my explanation is coming back from working at the racing school I worked at. I was there for 13 years, and I've taught hundreds. Actually, I've taught thousands of these young kids. And the reason they come to this school is because they were involved in the auto accident, and the parents finally realized, well, shoot, my kids were in a car crash, maybe I should teach them something.
That's critical.
I'm racing a retard.
So then you start teaching them about oversteer and understeer and the technicalities of actually driving a car correctly, and then you see light bulb trigger off, and I'm like, this could actually be enjoyable and this could actually be fun.
So does that scare you? It scares me all the time to think that every single... oh my God, that was so good.
Okay, so hold on, we got to pause this for a second. For some reason, my roommate decided to throw a clown nose at our set. And it could have literally hit anywhere but a microphone, and it hit the microphone. So now I have to address it. And Brett, while you're up, can you give me a beer, bud? Yeah, you got it. Thanks. You should be. Hold on, we gotta do one more thing. Sorry for derailing our entire conversation. I have one thing for you, my friend.
Shame. Shame.
All right, where were we, Larry Chen, guy who was on the road 345 days out of the year, who decides to spend one night with us here until my roommate throws a clown nose at the microphone.
So we were talking about how scary it is.
So yeah, 99% of people on the road have no idea, have never been to the limit of their car, and they have no idea how much traction they have available to them at any given moment. It's so scary.
Well, let me tell you. I'll give you some scenarios. So you've been out to the school, and have you seen the skid cars?
Yes.
The one with the training wheels on it. Okay.
Yep.
So part of the teen classes that we used to teach is we used to put them in skid cars to teach them understeer and oversteer. Now, keep in mind, these students that we put in the car, I would say most of them have never experienced anything like that in their life, right? Mm-hmm. So for you guys that don't know, we're driving in an oval. We're doing about 15, 20 miles an hour. And in the passenger seat, we have a button to either lift hydraulically the rear of the car off the ground.
Just like Vaughn getting Junior's cutlass.
Or we can push a button and lift the front of the car. So we can induce understeer or oversteer literally by push of the button by decreasing rear grip, okay? This is the thing that I told myself every single time riding with these kids and even adults is as soon as I lift the rear of the car up, how they react at that exact second is the same exact way they would react out on the road. Yeah. So once again, I start lifting the rear of the car up and I see them hold the wheel in place. They don't countersteer. They don't do anything. They stay in the gas and then they slam on the brakes and they spin out. Yeah. Knowing if that were to happen on the street where if it was a rainy condition, they started to spin out, they would just float the thing off into a cliff and they would have no idea how to do that.
So, but just a little knowledge bomb, you let go of the wheel or do you like turn into the skid?
Well, you would want to turn into the skid and accelerate
or
to
let Jesus take the wheel.
Rear.
You got to go forward to go backwards.
Transfer wheel.
Oh my God!
But what I'm getting at is this. It just goes to show.
What are you Vaughn getting at right now?
I'm Vaughn getting at the fact that there's a majority of these people who technically don't know how to drive on the road. They're not educated in it, and I think it's very difficult to create a passion for something if you don't know anything about it.
So Paco says the kids are to blame. Corey says the parents are to blame. I said the Mexicans are to blame. And I'm
God
sorry.
damn it!
Who is to blame? Why we don't have more cool cars that are inexpensive?
I think it's just basically the evolution of cars in general, and it's sad
Jesus'
to say,
fault.
It's sad to say, but it's one of those things that it's like all the cool cars, or a majority of the cool cars, have already been made.
Yeah, they're out of production.
God, that sucks to think about.
It sucks because now look what's gonna happen. Autonomous cars.
Yeah.
All electric cars. Nothing wrong with electric cars, but it's just not the same. I want it to suck sometimes.
It's
I
such a disconnection.
want it to be slow and not handle very well. With the Tesla, it's like a perfect car.
Yeah.
Right.
It's perfect, and it'll drive you. Wherever you want to go.
Do you think that might make racing cooler though? Because now we're going to be looking for that thrill elsewhere. Is that going to make, I don't know, is that going to make racing better? Worse? No idea.
That's the thing is, now it's already invading racing. Look at Formula E. Okay.
Right.
Have you seen the pit stop video for Formula E?
I haven't.
No.
Okay, it's the lamest pit stop.
Oh,
okay?
God.
Seriously, so bad.
What do they do?
What would you think a Formula E pit stop would look like?
So I only saw a real pit stop for the first time up close doing a Penske Great Garage thing for Snap-on, and the real pit stop was awesome. So they did tires and they did gas.
Okay, all right.
And
okay.
So the guys ran up and this big
what
loud.
do you think the electric race?
So I'm imagining that they're probably going to use electric driver impact guns as well to try to fit the theme. So it's probably going to be very quiet. They're going to put some new tires on. There's no gas. Do they do like a big gigantic oversized plug into the car and then they pull that out?
Okay, so what do you think? Larry?
God,
What do you think?
I think they may hop over the fence and give the driver a new diaper and give him a good game and send him out.
Kiss on the cheek.
Yeah.
And out there.
You think? What do you think?
Put a couple more coins on the dashboard to buy more
I
credits.
don't I never. To be honest with you, I never thought about this type of pit stop before.
All right. You guys won't believe it. Guy comes in, middle of the race, pulls into the garage, jumps out of the car, and gets in a brand new car. And then pulls out of the garage and goes back to racing.
It's a complete
So
change.
pit stops are
different
dead.
car.
You just jump in a new car.
No, it's just
Oh my
so
God.
sad.
There's just not enough.
I love racing so much. I love all kinds of racing. I love electric car racing.
Why do they get rid of the pit stop?
For example, Pikes Peak. I've seen the craziest electric cars
Reese's
up there.
Pieces Mill
Just
and-
beautiful. Power sliding, making no noise, but going so fast.
Right.
That's racing,
Right.
That's racing. None of this, let me just get out of my car,
That is
jump
bullshit.
into another car, and keep on going.
So
Why don't...
What? At least just get out the battery packs and put a new fresh.
And
set
I
of-
said that too.
Maybe it
but
took
then
too long.
the chassis, I think it's integrated into.
Yeah, so that makes sense
That
because they
is
can't
so
just change out batteries.
No, but I think
they
it's
can't-
still evolving. I mean, in the
probably
future,
unavoidable.
you remember 20 years ago in Formula One, there was a lot of things that, oh shit, no, wait, why are you doing that? No, we're gonna ban that. Now nobody can do
Fuel changes.
They do that every year.
Or
vacuum
fuel.
cars,
But
fan
you-
cars.
I think
So maybe that's gonna become a thing where you can have two
Just
cars.
real quick, just so we don't sound like idiots before we understand, just because I know we were going to get that comment anyways, we understand why they have to change cars because batteries run out and you can't just swap out batteries because, as Larry just said, they're in the chassis. So we're not hating on the idea that they're just copping out and like, let's get a whole new car. It's just much more lackluster.
That's
to
just,
see.
it's just too easy. Why don't you just do that with regular sports car racing? Pull in your Porsche,
Yeah.
GT3 Cup car, pull out another one.
Yeah, imagine what Le Mans will
You're
turn
saying
into,
that maybe they should make it harder, and maybe those battery packs do need to be interchangeable, and your pit stop time is based on how fast you can change out those packs. Like that's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool, but I mean, maybe it's not as safe or whatever. But they should go back to the drawing board, or why not just make the race shorter?
right.
Yeah.
Well, think about the Paco, and I wanted to touch on this. You brought the evolution of Formula One.
Mm-hmm.
I think Formula One evolved backwards, kind of in a sense, where they're like, "Fuck, guys, we built these things already too ridiculous. We need to pull them back a lot." When these are like, "Hey, we built them really conservative, guys. Go out there and have fun." It's like Formula One. They wore goggles, they wore leather caps, they were making 900 horsepower with only lap belts, and there were.
It's like Group B.
It was back then. That was, even still thinking about it, that was sketchy as shit.
All right. Final thought, 'cause we got to keep moving forward. Because we're on the electric topic, and I know it's probably going to happen. Electric in form of the drift. How do you feel about that?
No.
I've seen a couple electric cars already.
You can't say no. It will happen eventually. If Formula
could
Drift
happen.
lasts 50 years, it will happen.
Especially because it only lasts 15 seconds.
I've seen, I think I've seen 2 already, electric drift cars.
Really?
And they're not there yet. You know, like it's going to take big money to get it right.
What about just electric assist? Just like a little extra torque on the rear wheels.
Like a KERS system.
Well,
There's
already a lot of electrical assist if you think about it. I mean,
No, I don't mean steering or anything like that. I just mean like a 200 horsepower electric. It'll be like the new nitrous or the new turbo on your LS. It's just like another
like
little
a Turbinator,
just
electric turbocharger.
Yeah, like the eBay the Vortex air filter. No, I just mean like I think it'll make its way unless it's banned. I think it'll make its way in the next 5 years. Like we're gonna see. You don't think so?
No, because I think it's too complicated. Like,
Yes.
it's all or nothing. Like, I can imagine there being electric drift car for sure.
But sponsorship money, like I feel like someone's going to integrate it because some electric car company, maybe it's Tesla, maybe it's some Chinese company that comes out soon, but they're going to be like, all right, we got a shit ton of money, make this work.
Hold on a second.
I think someone's going
This
to
is
It's
what
going to
I'm
be like, it's just going to be one of those things like people, they'll do it and then it'll last like 1 or 2 events and they're not going to do it again.
Well, think about this.
it didn't
Think about this. All right, guys. I own an electric car company, and it's called Stevie's Electric Automobiles.
Sure.
Okay. And hey guys, we're getting into drifting. We promote eco-friendly. We promote going green.
Tires, yeah.
And then we go out there and we blow more tire smoke than the exhaust would produce in 2 years.
I stand corrected. I guess electric car company might not want to advertise.
Dun, 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 come watch us drift. We're eco-friendly.
Maybe the tires are made
And then
out
we're
of
blowing through 60 Hancooks or 60.
maybe the tires are made out of like tree seeds, and it's
That
like
could probably
fertilizing
work.
the area.
I don't think electric cars on like electric race cars have nothing to do with being eco-friendly.
I think it does. It does.
I don't think it does. I think it's more of like this is something that can be done and it's different. But for example, like on drifting, I don't think like if you can make a drift car powered by an electric motor, you still need to have like a mechanical steering to get the right feel. You can't just like do I'm gonna do like a drive-by.
No, a lot of people use
drive-by-wire.
electric steering now.
and
Almost all the
Not on drifting.
Yes, they do.
No.
Yes, they do. Turk does.
No.
Yes, he does.
No.
Yeah.
Forsberg, please correct this.
No, Turk has an electric. Did you watch Drift Garage?
It had electric what?
An electric steering.
No, it has an electric steering pump. It still pumps fluid.
It plumps fluid.
Hey, so anyways,
honestly, I really don't understand how cars work very well.
Exactly.
So
you
how
don't
is that-
understand.
So how is that different than what? How is that different
Instead
than
of
what
being
I'm
driven
saying?
by a belt on the engine, it's driven by an electric motor. But it's
But that's not. The steering rack is still hydraulic.
yeah,
is what you're
yeah.
saying?
And the steering rack is still.
Why are you laughing? I
connected.
don't know much about cars, dog. That's why I blew my car up. It's not funny.
Forsberg, please correct this.
but
chump.
Paco,
No, you corrected
it is about eco-friendly because there was a time back in the day when
That might be
E85 and corn
the
oil
justification.
started coming out, or corn fuel. IndyCar was like, we're promoting green, we're using this, we're using that, and they started using that as a transitioning point to try to tap into more of a market.
Let's just get this straight. All racing is a waste.
Exactly.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Even if you're racing, whatever, it's a waste no matter what. And
100%.
we're lucky to be able to experience it and do it.
Yeah, they
While
can,
it's
they can
still around.
advertise it however they want. You know, like BP,
But
Supers. It's
It's all marketing for the other companies too.
Butt
Chevrolet
plug.
can go back, hey, do you know what? We're really trying to change the environment. We're really doing this. We're pushing this. And that's ultimately what it is. So hopefully they can say, hey guys, our
Introducing the new
hybrid cars,
8-liter LS.
our hybrid cars are also considered potentially performance cars as we use the same setup on blah, blah, blah's IndyCar or whatever.
I mean,
I think there's a couple different schemes behind
Look
it.
at Volkswagen with their
Volkswagen.
emissions thing that they're not like. It turns out they were lying. At the
yeah.
end of the day, like they can say whatever they want.
Right.
What motivates racers, it's the thrill. That's never gonna change.
Okay, let me tell you. Like,
What do you think of this?
He's holding a clown nose for audio only listeners.
It's a fleshlight.
Okay.
the like an electric car, for example, like the Tesla. Yeah, I understand it's like the fastest accelerating production car, whatever, but you drive like a shit box, 5-speed manual. makes a lot of noise. Me going down the street in that shitbox, shifting through the gears,
More fun.
and downshifting, heel toeing all the way down. I had a blast.
Yeah.
You know
Did you coin the term the Yoy of Machine?
the what?
The Yoy.
No.
The Yoy.
The Yoy of Machine.
That's the joy.
No.
Translation: the joy.
I didn't coin that term.
But at the end, the joy.
I'm just seeing like
I
dollar
have
signs.
I have to deal with this every day. Sorry, Larry.
I watched Larry just like, what the fuck for a second.
I'm just seeing.
What's your?
I literally was not. I was literally like.
I watched you be like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I'm just
sorry,
seeing-
buddy.
Okay, so I'm just seeing dollar signs with Maximum Driftcast shirts and just saying the Yoy of Machine.
I'm so sorry.
Seriously, guys. I mean, Yoy is it's the same fucking
It is.
word.
Paco, I knew what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about too, but it's funny to make fun of you.
Anyways.
I did not coin that term.
But you embrace it.
I embrace it. Yeah, for sure. I embrace it.
Isn't it? That's what it's all about. You know, like
No matter where I go in the world, I kid you not, no matter who I meet with car guys, man, look, if the world was run by car guys, I feel like
It'd
it'd
be
be
pretty fucked
good.
up.
Right? I mean, like, we'd be all friendly, you know?
We'd all-
I'm not sure. Look at all the car forums. It's
Yeah, I
a
was gonna
shit
say.
show.
No. That's the thing is these people are passionate. They love it. And the way I look at it, the whole Joy in the Machine thing, Joy of Machine,
Oh, see.
is
you go.
Joy.
Joy
You
of
got me.
Machine, Yep.
Is if you like it, I should like it too. If you're behind it, if you like, that's your whole life. Like, oh man, lowriders, that's what I love. Or stance life only, or just drag racing. I want to be in your shoes, and I want to love what you like just as much because I want to experience that. You know,
It's a really fun idea, though. Real quick before we lose the world run by car guys, it's like, all right, let's pass the new legislation, SR 156, whatever. It's like R32 GTR for all legal age people. Like, check that is in order, and then like the two parties, instead of like Democrats and Republicans, it's like STI versus Evos. or what is it? Is it Stance Life Kids versus?
No, I think
Time
there's
Attack Kids?
there has to be respect for what everybody wants to do, but there's a limit of like what's correct and what's
Well,
not.
I think,
Correct.
and kind of going off what Larry was saying, me personally, I used to be back in the days like, I fucking hate that car. I hate the one that one looks. I hate that car. That one looks okay.
You're a
but
piece of
then,
shit.
no, but listen, I had a moment probably about 2 years ago where I go, that's his canvas.
yeah.
Why
Yeah.
should I hate if that's what he likes?
Yeah.
When I should try to understand why it's that way and then learn from that. I had that moment about 2-3 years ago. So I was like, I'm not going to hate that guy because his car looks that way, but I can figure out why it is that way and see why he appreciates it.
With speed hunters, we've bred this kind of like super fan. I don't know, just like these believers. You know,
Yep.
It used to be where it was just all hate all the time on speed hunters. You know, and it's kind of a new medium, and in that before the internet. What did you get like with car media? You get magazines and
Right.
maybe you see it on TV or whatever, and it just doesn't come like it does now.
Yep.
You know, and with speed hunters, you can actually experience, or just internet in general, I guess you could experience all the car culture in the world.
Right.
You know, and then we've bred these guys, we've made these fans who actually defend for us. So
That's
we'll
awesome.
put up a car feature that is someone's canvas, like you said.
Right.
You know, they literally put all their money, their waking hours into this
Yep.
thing to create it. They're so happy that it got featured. Everyone's flaming it. But then we got these guys that are like, no, I see why you don't like it, but I respect that. I
Right.
respect what this
Amen
guy
to
did.
that.
That's all about the Yoy Machine.
And
Yeah.
we're not talking about like shitty rise tuning. I mean, we're talking about, for example,
Whoa, there's Paco hating already.
Song Kang's car. It was a very nice, clean build with a very unique body kit. And there's so much hate on it. It was crazy. Like, it's just another car with flares. It's like, dude, like, just because it's not built the way you want it, you know? Oh, it's just white. There's nothing special about it. You know?
Let me tell you, that is perfect for our world. A
Yep.
car like that just transcends, you know, like there's all these people who are into Fast and the Furious or whatever, and like it makes them fans, you know. And then we got more guys out there now to push our agenda, you know, to enjoy cars and whatever.
Yeah.
Well, look what happened with that proposition they were saying about like race cars and not gonna be able to have emissions or some bullshit like that.
That was a political oversight. But,
and I mean, like all these people pretty much joined together in arms, and you know, their voices were heard. So hopefully now that will happen.
Let's move into some Instagram and Facebook and internet comments and questions for Chen.
I call him Harry Larry.
Harry Larry.
I am kind of hairy.
You are. You look really good.
Talking for hours here.
Yeah.
You guys see all the questions?
No, we're gonna do some rapid questions.
How many do we have?
We got
How many comments?
I think 700, and we're gonna hit every single one. No, let's just hot shoot them all over Larry's face. We'll each. Does that sound right? Is that how you say it?
Again?
Paco, is that how you say it?
It's what, shooting loads over Larry's face?
Yeah, is that how you say it? Jesus. Well, now it's never getting shared on Speed Hunters. Cool. Maybe Seed Hunters, my botany cast. All right, so we'll just fire them off of each of us. All right, so Chainsaw Crew says, "Who's your favorite FD driver to shoot?"
That's a hard one.
Of course it is. They're all hard ones.
It's a different driver for every.
You can't give a straight up answer, can you? Ever?
No, I can't, because that's the truth. You know,
is,
like
yeah.
with the outside of the car, there's you have like Mad Mike or Matt Powers, who's not in the series anymore. But like, there's so many guys who just give you that good stuff.
Who's got the stuff? Like,
yeah,
when they've seen. Okay, so
when they're outside of the car,
I'll answer this for you. You always get real hot and sweaty for Forrest Wang and his driving in his car.
Yeah, but when he's outside of the car, he's a humble guy. You know, he doesn't want to make a lot of noise. He doesn't, do poses, and he doesn't breakdance like Mad Mike does. So
Mad Mike breakdances?
Yeah.
It's rhetorical speaking.
And also, doesn't Mad Mike make rotary sounds with his mouth? Or
yeah, that's the coolest thing. So, like, for example, Daigo Saito is a perfect example of, like, complete opposites. Inside the car, he's an animal, and I love shooting him.
What animal would you say?
He's a cougar.
I want to say
Daigo the cougar.
Yeah. Paco, what would you say? Oh, I want to see what Paco thinks of Daigo.
Don't
driving.
be racist.
No,
don't be racist.
What is it? I know, but what animal would Daigo be in a car?
What I think?
Yeah.
He's like a shark.
Okay.
Daigo the shark Saito? What do you
think?
Well, no, you're first.
Me? I think Daigo behind the wheel reminds me of I would say like a walrus or a sea lion.
See, I was gonna say Daigo the penguin Saito.
Oh, that's not bad.
But and then to continue on my point, out of the car,
please.
Worst guy to shoot in the paddock ever, because he just
emotion.
gives me that thumb, and I'm like, I'm gonna cut that thumb off if you keep on giving me that thumb. Stop giving me a thumbs up. I have thousands of photos of this guy with his thumb up.
Are you saying that Daigo's
or a Heineken bottle?
Daigo's only way of showing emotion is with his thumb?
Yes, and I'm like, no, that's not good. Like, I don't like that. And
until the perfect photo one day when he hits a wall real hard and he's bleeding from the nose,
and then he gives you a thumbs up.
And it's like
I'm okay.
It's like Terminator 2. It's like Arnold going into lava.
There's no favorite guy. I mean, like, there's a favorite guy for, I guess, every.
All right, just name one driver. So close your eyes real quick. Answer Chainsaw Crew's question. Close your eyes. Favorite driver to shoot. Don't say another word if it's not an FD driver's name.
That's really hard.
No, you said another word. Say a name. Say a name when no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you if you ain't running game.
Say my name.
Corey already said it. We're not moving forward to say a name. Do you want to make this show go forever?
Dang it.
You do. I know you do. But
Would it be easier if you named 3?
No more words until he says a name.
It's really, it has to be a current driver?
Any driver.
Any driver.
Anybody.
Ever.
Odie Bakchis on the drift wheels.
Shut up, Corey. We're not going to talk. It's going to be real boring. You're going to make a real boring show here.
You're killing me. It's that's really.
All right, we're
shut up.
him.
No, he's going to do it. We're going to be very quiet until it happens.
All right, I'm going to say Corey Hosford.
Why do you always have to hit the equipment with a clown nose? Corey just threw a clown nose at the camera now.
Hit the tripod.
He gives you everything outside of the car.
Thanks.
Yeah.
He's got
and
it.
inside of the car.
Legs. He's got the
inside
ball.
of the car. He'll scrape that wall for you.
Yeah.
He'll scrape your inner
I don't think
wall.
I've ever seen him scrape a wall. I think I've seen him hit a wall.
Actually,
a couple times.
one of my favorite photos of Corey was at Wall Speedway scraping a wall.
There you
And
go.
one of my favorite videos I ever had was you shooting off the wall, and I think Dan Brockett took the video, and then you kind of hid behind the wall because I was on it. I still have that video.
Oh, I hid.
Yeah,
because
well,
your wing was gonna cut my head off.
Ooh, that is a greater. That's an awesome question. Do you see the one I'm talking about?
No, but I have a great
Oh,
question.
hold on. No, this is a great segue though. Corey can read it.
Which one is it?
Smiley Mike.
Okay. Smiley Mike 117. How many times has he almost been hit by a car, and closest call for getting hit?
Ooh.
I
I'm just because all
Let
the
him answer.
all the track the security people, they always like trying to like, hey, you can't be here.
so I've had one close call and I've gotten hit once.
Let's hear it.
What?
Let's hear it.
All right. So one close call was WRC Spain.
That's
And,
right, you travel the world.
Yeah.
I forgot.
And
That's right.
basically, it was one of the Hyundais. I forgot what drivers.
Odie
I
Boschkes.
was
With the drifts wheels.
I was
Race
basically at a corner waiting for Ken Block, and then
As we all are.
this guy just came, and then he just cut. Well, with rally, you just never know. I
Right.
thought I was in a safe spot because I was next to this like stop sign or whatever. But he
Everyone has to stop when they see a stop sign, even in rally.
Yeah, he was about 6 inches away from me.
And was
going
he
full tilt?
As I say, was he out of offline? Was he?
Well, no. Well,
just
I
cruising?
was on the inside of the corner, which is generally the safest place to
Right.
be. But he just cut the corner, and he cut the corner to the point where he almost hit that stop sign. And of course,
And
he always hit.
So
me.
the hunter became the hunted.
Oh, all right, Paco. Best thing you've ever said.
All right, so I lied. I have gotten hit a couple more times, but on purpose. So this guy, this Dean Kearney,
This
this
guy,
character,
Dean.
he loves hitting me with his car.
His wing.
an asshole.
I'm walking around on grid,
His wing
and
is
he
almost
will
hit me.
literally just nudge me for fun.
What a
He will nudge me, and he
Blink.
like he'll
What an
hit,
Irish penis.
He'll hit my shins with his splitter for
Wow.
fun. This guy.
Well, that's
How
what a
fast are we
character.
talking here? Like 30, 40 miles an hour?
What a character.
Larry Yardsell's over the hood of the car.
that doesn't sound like fun.
I like
Don't
the idea.
do that,
I like this idea of a
Dean.
game where then it's not real world and we're just all much more resilient than we actually are, and all the drivers have a fun game for who can hit Larry the most. and,
He just like,
and Larry's
bang!
just be rolling over cars.
I guess that's why he's called Dean the Carnage.
Yeah, Carnage.
I thought it was Dean the Iron Penis.
Paco, you on fire?
All right. So, but when you got hit, like actual
Alright, so
hit on
when
track.
I got hit, it's the dumbest thing ever. I got turked.
I
got turked.
Of course you did.
I got turked. No, but it's a really stupid situation, and you can ask him about it too.
We will.
He was doing a burnout on the starting
Your
line,
face.
right next to the Christmas tree, and he was about to go. He was lined up with someone else. He's about to go right next to the Christmas tree. Everything. I was behind the car, and I was basically walking away because I already shot him doing the burnout, whatever. And I'm like, they're about to go, and I always do this. Well, now I learned my lesson. He stops. Instead of going, he backs up. He backs up because he told me later on he ran over like a piece of rubber or something, and he felt it, and he wanted to do a burnout again. So it's like I said, 65 events, okay? Or at that time it was probably whatever. I don't know, 50 events I've been to. It's never happened to me. He nudges me with his wing, and I fall over. I fall over, but I got right back up and I started shooting again.
Did he know that he hit you? Would he run you over?
He's like, I killed Larry Chen.
What a
He
dick.
looked. He looked.
You bastard!
He looked behind, and he just saw that I disappeared.
If you could not do girl voice in the microphone that close, Paco, so I have to edit that out later, that'd be wonderful.
Sorry.
But anyways, that was the only time I've ever gotten hit by a car.
That is crazy, though, because that's how Chelsea
You-
Denofa backed into my non-rental car.
You mean the sofa?
Yeah. What have I done?
Yeah, the
What's
sofa.
out in the world? Did you hear about that?
No.
On grid in Atlanta, some guy who was driving a rental car that wasn't me was trying to just, because you don't have to buy a $150 a day golf cart on Thursday, so I had my actual rental car and I was just cruising in a line, and I think
Kelsey the sofa.
no, the guy that was in front of him was the mad Lithuanian.
Yes.
Yuha.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Kristaps, and he's like backing up. So then Chelsea decides to back up, and no one had. I mean, the sofa backs up, and no one has rearview mirrors. And I wasn't as quick to the draw because I don't have those racer senses, and someone just totally right into the
It's a lob tap.
right into the car.
Yeah, you should be
That
glad he
wasn't
didn't
me.
like drop on top of your hood like with
Yeah, he could have.
Tyler,
Anyways, lesson learned. Now
Don't ever stand behind a
I
drift
just
car.
well
especially Turk.
now I just look even more. I mean, I always had my head on a swivel, but like it was just like a one-off. Like it's never ever. I've never seen anyone about to go, then
Back
put it
up.
in reverse and then back up and then do another burnout.
Well, I
Well,
believe in Turk. He will
Yeah.
Turk.
Well, the other thing is
anything,
like
anywhere.
accidents seem to happen when you least expect it.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, I'm walking away from a burnout box. He's gonna go for it. It's like
No,
whoever.
it wasn't even a burnout box. It was at the Christmas
line.
tree.
Yeah, they were
Oh,
about
so
to
then
go.
it's like
They
who
were
would
about to
ever
go.
expect?
No one
you
would
know
ever
what I mean?
expect that,
It's just
yeah.
one of those things. The accidents happen when you
Turk likes to
Anyways.
keep people on their toes.
or on the ground. After
That's
running
what's
them
what I like
over.
about shooting with Turk is there's always that sense of I'm about to get killed by this guy.
Actually, just real quick, when I was in Texas, just like
He shanked you with a
doing
bar of
GoPro. No, it was like when you're like when he's doing the burnout on the
Bernie Wernies.
Yeah, and I had the GoPro on the stick, kind of like trying to get close. It's like, oh, there's the guy. I'm gonna get these
Well, yeah,
GoPro out of the way.
That's
yeah.
like him and Vaughn and Forsberg. They all do that. I guess
you
that's-
know
those are the
that.
guys I know because
Yeah.
that's what, like those guys usually shoot. But like if they see you with a camera in the burner area, they're like, all right, that's a target.
yeah, let's just get him.
Just good.
So
Fine.
it's all or just last
Yeah.
point. Sorry,
No, go.
it's
Yeah.
all we're having fun joking about it, but seriously, I've never been in a position where I'm like, this is dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always cautious about that because look, I have a lot to live for. You know, I
Yeah.
really want to keep on shooting for a long time. And I'm sure that you're the same way.
Yeah.
When you say like when I see people standing in stupid spots, I'm like, you're so stupid. It's not no shot is worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
To die.
You know, it's not
Well,
worth
you're
it
so-
to get
you're so-
to die or to get hurt.
But on the other end of it, it's like it's funny though is that I'm at FD and they have like when they're deciding how a new track should be or if it's like a new track safety crew and like they decide beyond what the FD rules. I know you don't know any rules at FD events, Larry, but us regular media peasants have rules and the track guys will be like, oh, you can't stand there. And then it's like, I just shot this Vaughn video last week of testing and I was like in the middle of the track wanting him to blow by me. It's like, I trust that guy. I trust him not to hit
no,
me.
you should never trust anyone. But that's the thing.
Yeah, but I do, to some
you
degree.
Give that level of just that cushion.
But I also know that he was like, because at one point too, I was like on the outside of a very fast entry, and he's like, "Dude, don't stand there." He's like, I trust the driver that if they think I'm in a shady spot, like they'll tell me to get out of it. But
But I think it's very different when you're like, for example, 50 Years of Fun, when
Yeah.
it's kind of like an open shoot versus being inside of a track where
that's what I'm
the
saying.
track marshals
Yeah.
are responsible.
they're the ones that are in charge. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I mean, that's why you get all the time the marshals like, hey, you can't be here. And like, dude, I can, but at the end of the day, they're still concerned.
It's all
your
about that
safety.
liability
Yeah.
thing.
No,
All right,
of
Paco,
course.
you got.
How about
got that
I have a
question.
question here from this user on Instagram. His name is Jeff Stoneback.
Who's that?
Oh,
I don't know, never heard of him.
God.
His name's Jeff. What
Oh,
the
you
heck,
mean
Stoneback?
you mean Jeffrey Iron Fist?
Jeffrey Ironfoot. He's asking Larry, if you could have a nickname, what would it be?
She already gave it to me, Harry Larry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or Harry Berries.
Yeah.
What about what's that the other one? Larry Double Chin.
Or Larry, I Shrunk the Kids.
No, what would
really good.
what would be your nickname? Like, what if you could pick yourself your nickname?
On the spot.
Oh.
Larry Big Dick Chen. Is that it? No.
Hey, Jeff is asking.
What a
Jeff,
terrible.
what-
Jeff,
yeah.
what a terrible question.
Jeff, what the heck, Stoneback?
Go back.
I think
and
Jeff
of a better
really wants
question.
does he have an FD nickname yet? Has Jared christened him with a name? Maybe this is
Jeff?
his way of
Yeah,
asking.
it's
Stone
Stone
Cold
Cold.
Stoneback.
Stoneback.
Yeah.
I thought that was Steve Austin. No.
Next question, Sam.
All right. Corey, you gonna get that one you showed me?
You can get it if you want. He's one of our best.
I lost it again. Who is it?
It's take a look who it
All
is.
right. Oh, it's Iron Dookie.
Oh, hi.
Hey, buddy.
We have a regular fan, regular commenter,
And he always
his
has pretty
name
good-
is Iron Dookie.
And he asked good questions, so it's not like we show favoritism here. But the guy's got the good
He
questions.
nails it every time.
Iron Dookie asks, "Does he have any blackmail type photos that we'd find interesting?" Before you talk about what it is, say yes.
I was thinking about that today, actually. Yeah, I mean,
Iron
come
Dookie
on.
once again with
you
the
have
hard questions.
That many photos.
Yeah,
There are some things that you just can't show.
So in the wild ass Drift Alliance days, when I've heard stories of them possibly getting in certain altercations and possibly destroying some sorts of property, do you have photographic evidence?
I didn't really hang out with those guys until a little later, until they kind of got out of that phase. So I don't have any of that, but it's just one of those things, like I take pictures and things happen.
Yeah. I was gonna say you probably have some really, really good ones.
So he takes pictures and things happen.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I know I was a paparazzi.
All right,
And
so
the
I've
other
got-
thing too is you get to see a lot of stuff before the public gets to see it. Too.
Yeah. But I figured out his nickname, by the way. It's Larry Covers His Ass Chen. Because he's not.
I gotta be honest. If I was driving my stupid ass van, drink.
Oh, drink. Paco
Drink,
talked about his
drink,
van,
drink,
Larry.
yeah.
Sorry, you got to drink.
Oh,
He's
I don't
got a
have-
little bit
I
of
don't
tea
have
left.
alcohol.
Just sip on it.
Whenever Paco talks about his van, we must.
If I was driving my stupid ass van,
Come
God
on,
damn it,
dude.
and I knew you were shooting on the track, I'll try to pull the most dumbass
He tried to hit you.
trick or something. Even if I wreck it, just because I know, Larry Chen is gonna take a photo of this. So you know what I'm saying? It's like
No, I don't know what you're
I
saying.
don't know.
It's not
what I'm
worth
saying
it.
is like when
It's
people
not worth it, dude.
when people knows Larry is on the spot, they want to be
Larry on the spot. Also
captured.
another nickname.
That's a good
They
name,
want to
Larry
be
on
they
the
want to be
spot.
captured by the camera of.
I don't
the
think you have a
Chen
choice.
himself.
Larry's there. He's going to shoot
But that's what I'm
3,000
saying,
photos
you know,
of you.
like you don't get Larry to. When was the last time you got shot by Larry? That is not you, just in the background shooting Vaughn.
Last weekend, I think Larry's got about 20 photos
Oh
of
my
me
God!
making dumb
I
faces.
do like that. You're posting every picture you ever in like Larry's photos. In
No,
the background
because
like this.
because I was
Out of focus.
I actually saw him
Hell
because there's a super dorky photo of me of the sun was right in my face, and I was trying to shoot Vaughn during the top 16 intros in Atlanta, so I'm wearing my hat very diagonally. And of course, Larry takes a photo of me, and it looks like I just don't know how the fucking hat works.
we want to see that photo. Please post it.
I will,
Okay.
I guess. Thanks, Larry.
Next question.
Next
Next
question.
Next question.
Corey, you got this.
Let me see. We get some wild ones, Larry. So I'm trying to find
Let's
something.
get some
that's
wild ones.
Do you really want to ask some wild ones from David McClutchkick?
Yeah, dude, I like that name, by the way.
Yeah.
So we have some fans that don't have real names, Larry. David.
How do you know
Mc-
that's not his real
Well, it
name?
might
He
be
could have
David
he could have
McClutchkick.
he could have hippie parents.
All right, Larry. Here's a heavy one for you, dude.
Oh no.
Can you blow your nose in the microphone? Let everybody know.
Oh, Jesus. By the way, Larry's sick. Dude,
That high.
You want to see it?
Larry, you know how you talked about how painful it is to work sick?
It's a lime quesadilla.
I the next month or two are mostly on the road for me. So
Thank
if
you,
could, if you
Larry.
could not
Nice.
fuck me up.
Okay.
All right, so here we go.
won't kiss after this.
Here it comes.
David
Yes, we will.
McClutchkick. Have you ever caught the elusive speed you hunt? And if so, how many pounds of spaghetti was it? Hey, our fans have some of the best stuff around.
You
dude,
can
sorry.
answer as vague as
You
that
can answer a
question is.
number. You can answer a letter,
Or ask him a question.
or fire back. Yeah. Ding, 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 ding,
Mick
David
Clutchkick.
McClutchkick.
So where did you get that name?
Ding,
It's
ding,
like
ding. Burn. You just
kick
got
the clutch
Burn,
while you're
burn,
getting.
burn. Hit him with a reggae horn or something.
Shame. Do it, Sam.
No, that's not a shameful
okay.
question. Don't be embarrassed, Larry. Hang it all out. Or not Larry, Derek. What's his name?
David McClutchkick.
No,
No.
well, the joke is we don't hunt for speed because most of the shit that we post on the site goes so slow.
Yeah, Larry.
This is not
Low
Stance
and
Hunter.
slow.
This is not Stance Hunter.
Yeah.
This is not American Car Hunter.
Yeah.
It's Speed Hunters.
Yeah.
We're behind you. Yeah.
Where's the racing? Well, guess what? Nobody cares. Nobody
I
cares
love it,
about
Larry.
actual racing.
Oh,
we just
all right.
want car culture.
Sorry, Paco. I'm going to bogart your question here. Keith Simister says, Larry, are you going to get in a video in the future, or is Sam Nalven just too much to compete with?
Whoa.
Sorry, Larry. No, please don't get in a video. You'll put me out of business.
I love video. I love everything about it. And I love producing videos. And I shoot a lot too. But it's just, like I said, you just don't have a grasp on it like you do with photos. And there was a point where I was like, should I do more video or should I do stills or whatever?
Well, the few
I
videos
always
you've
think-
done have been wildly successful.
Yeah, but the thing is, like,
Better than name I
I see it, like I see it and I'll do it. But if it's do one thing and do it well. You know,
like that. Like
but
that
you
line.
have to be able to do. Now this is gonna sound stupid. You have to be able to do everything, but do one thing and do it well. No, you have to understand it.
Yeah.
You know, it makes your photography better, and then if you're good at stills, it'll make your video better.
Well, my videos definitely made my photography better, and vice versa, because it's easy when you have a video camera to just like look around there and it's like, oh, there's so many things, and I've got all this time to shoot. But like photo has taught me like frame, like composition, and get that one moment, and thinking of it in that aspect. But also, it's crippled me in that aspect too, because I for the first few years of making video, I tried to make the perfect shot every time when in fact, like, it's just sometimes more important just to capture that wing exploding against a wall, or it's less about the background and the lighting and the bullshit. It's capturing the moment.
Are we gonna see Larry Chen / Driftcast collaboration video?
Yeah, once we both have a ton of time and
What?
I didn't hear the last part.
Larry Chen / Drift Idiot.
Look, I used to make a lot of drift videos, if you guys remember.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
Larry,
like, once we both have time for free work and beyond this free work that we're doing right now, sure. Like, we could be making a video right fucking now.
Corey?
What are you saying?
No, I was gonna say Larry's a very funny guy.
Debatable.
No, he's really a very funny guy.
No, yes.
So let's tie this thing up real nice. This is going to be very hard for you, Larry. At this point of the show, we do our lightning question segment where you literally have to answer as quickly as you can in like a yes or a no.
Oh my god!
And I know you're going to have a
You
hard
only
time
got
with
60
this.
seconds. Yeah. And then after that, Sam, we're gonna do the special closeout.
Yeah, we're going to close it out real special with
the new
Chen.
segment with Larry. All right, so who wants to start the 60-second blaster?
I'll start up real quick.
All right, Sam.
All right, Larry, I just really want you to focus here and give us one word or shorter. Larry, dream car. What's your dream car?
Come on, Larry.
959.
959. Okay.
Easy.
Okay. I'll go next with basic question. I'm not even a camera guy. Canon or Nikon?
Come on.
I don't know.
Sip it, Sam.
Samsung.
Really? Oh, okay. Paco, go.
My
Canon.
phone.
It's Canon.
My phone.
Paco, go.
I have a Nikon too.
There you go. Favorite racing event for you to shoot photos?
Pikes Peak.
Oh, awesome.
Great.
Longest you've ever gone without sleeping?
You know, that's probably 30 hours. Yeah. Yeah, 30 hours.
It's not as bad as I would have thought, but
I've shot like 7 or 8 24-hour races. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Corey.
I'm brewing one up, Larry.
All right.
Well, I have
Hosford.
I have one.
Paco.
What is your dream project? As far as like something you just want to do.
I don't know if that's a one
bad.
answer.
Shooting drift cars in the moon?
Yoy of Machine.
Yoy of Machine. All right, good answer. Great answer. What is...
I guess you've done it already because that book is pretty cool.
No, dream
I'm out.
I don't know.
I'm just
Dream
excited
setup.
for the final segment.
Larry, what's your favorite food?
Ramen.
Okay, well, here's a
Whoa.
question for you. Favorite city or country ever traveled to?
That's really good. Country would have to be Japan.
Okay.
City is really tough.
I haven't heard of that one. Paco,
Phoenix.
you have a question?
Just,
really tough?
Not really a question, but I just want to make a parenthesis. I think this is the third time we get ramen as favorite
it's
food.
the best.
Yeah, Dai was
Okay,
ramen.
City,
you were
city,
ramen.
easy. LA. There's
you
no
go.
place like LA.
Okay.
You know.
I thought it's...
Is Gymkhana? There was one in LA, right? Is that
there
your
was one in
favorite
LA.
Gymkhana video?
I think so. Yeah. Still. Yeah. Because there was that element of the crazy car plus the crazy locations.
Yeah, I think it's perfect. Like the city itself is a perfect background. I agree. Sam,
I just had it, but...
Take us
favorite, favorite airline. What's your airline?
That's a good one.
what's it called? Spirit or?
No, are you platinum AA?
So I have membership to all 3 Star Alliance, Sky Team, and One World. And I have to because
different clients, different things.
Yeah,
If I could shake your hand just to feel,
Do you go first class,
just to
Dustin?
feel a little bit of your points.
I've never flown first class. I've flown business class.
Bullshit.
A couple times.
You've never been upgraded first class?
Nope. I've flown.
fly
You
business
fly
class.
coach?
You fly more than anyone I know.
Larry, coach, for reals?
Yes. Well,
Is that because
you
you
do
never-
realize that coach it could be if you're going to Europe, it could be $1,000 business class is $7,000 or $8,000.
Yeah, but I would think that you get upgraded from your. Sorry, guys, so this is boring for most of you, but I'm very interested in airline miles at this point in my life. What? So is that just because you're flying for different airlines all the time? Because different clients have different.
Here's the thing: it's money in my pocket, and I know you.
But I'm just talking about random upgrades. Like they don't bump you up from your
body
point
is
status?
your main
No,
tool.
I get bumped up all the time to business class, but never to first class.
Shit, dude, your life sucks.
Well,
Let's just shut it down here. I don't even want to.
I have this phobia of flying over like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just thought.
And
that
I
he
get
was-
crammed into one of those coach seats, and it.
Corey, I just
Screws
want you
me
to
up.
understand something real quick. Like, my entire life is based off right now, like trying to get like first class platinum status. And Larry Chen just told me like he flies more than anyone ever met,
Yeah.
and he
So
doesn't have it. It's like,
that is
do I
honestly.
just kill myself? Like, what?
I would ram your head
Listen.
into his toilet.
Listen, traveling and the whole like flying, going through the airport, maybe forgetting your wallet,
You
cell
got
phone.
pre-check, right?
No.
Oh my god.
Listen. I've gotten pretty good, okay? I feel like I've gotten pretty good at this.
Your shoes are off before you even fucking walk in the airport.
I don't even have to do anything.
You don't even wear
basically.
shoes.
No. Well, listen. This
How
is the
you
worst.
not-
Let him talk.
It's the worst part of my job. It
Traveling?
literally is the getting there
Yes.
is the worst part. Once I'm there, I'm fine. But the traveling part is terrible.
I
The
hate it.
exposure to germs plus
Is that why you're sick?
The fatigue, yes.
You got the airplane sick?
fatigue of being up. It's just there's nothing worse than traveling.
I have a phobia, Larry. I used to not have a phobia, and I do now.
I have a phobia of people your size sitting next to me on the plane.
I hate it. I hate sitting on an airplane.
Yeah, me too.
In fact, when I have to go on vacation, I'd rather just stay home,
Right.
Because I don't want to have to go through all that problem.
It's so stupid.
So I gotta do the one last question.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll go to our
It's
segment.
kind of a
Yeah.
two-part question.
Okay.
What's the most glamorous moment you ever
glamorous.
been, like photo shooting related, and completely the opposite, like the most just.
I don't
Okay.
understand what you're saying
All right,
at all.
that's so easy. I think for the worst,
Uh-huh.
worst is shooting X Games.
Why?
Worst because they treat you like you're the war. They treat you like a disease.
Are they hiring? Did they hire you, or are you just there as third-party media?
I've done both.
So they're never going to hire you again after this statement?
No, because people understand. Like people know that. Like the thing is, I get it. The production is for TV, so they don't care about still photography. So it's literally the toughest, just the toughest.
X Games.
Yeah, because they would much rather you just sit in the stands and not move and just
Yeah.
sit in the seat and that's it. Period.
Good quick segue into that. No.
Glamorous?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
what the most
okay,
glamorous
fine.
one?
Glamorous. Like I there's a couple, but like most recently was definitely Gymkhana 8 was pretty cool when we had a 747 to
that
our
Dubai?
disposal. Yeah,
Yes.
Dubai, and then they closed down the main 10-lane highway, Sheikh Zayed Road, which is only closed like one time before, and I basically just laid down on it, and it was pretty
That's
cool.
so
Laying
badass.
down in like the most popular street in Dubai.
Yeah.
So
The photo shoot-
between that and 50 years of fun, no comparison.
So that thing you're talking about that you couldn't talk about,
What's that?
the shoot you were just on,
Yeah, no.
nothing to do with.
No.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's fine.
Nothing.
What I was gonna say was, are you worried that when all the video nerds like me have like 8K to 12K super cameras, that still life is gonna end?
So I think about that all the time.
When we can just
also.
take and for the non-nerd listeners, that just means to the point where I'm saying that we can just screen grab from a video and make a very cool photo. Because right now you can almost do it, but usually 9 times out of 10 the video quality will never look as good as a straight up still photo.
You can do it now, and
Almost.
you won't know
Unless
you
you're,
can.
in my opinion, unless you're in a studio setting, usually not. Like I've never been able to.
You can, but listen, it depends on what you're looking out to do, right? So
Right.
like, if you have a video camera and you use it to shoot stills, it's gonna be just as good as stills. Whereas if you take a stills camera and you use it to shoot video, it's just gonna be as good as a video camera. But it's about the original intent and purpose, okay?
No, you're talking about this emotional shit. I'm talking about hardware.
No.
Ugh.
I am talking about. Fuck you. I'm talking about hardware. Okay. Listen,
Thank you.
listen. If you take a Red camera and you're shooting 50 frames per second and you're shooting 8K or whatever, you're shooting video. Try to pull a still out of that, and then compare it to what I'm doing, which I can control the shutter speed all the way up to 0.008 of a second, or all the way down to bulb. I could shoot for 3 hours, 4 hours, one exposure. You can't do that with video, as in if your original intent was to shoot video, you're shooting at 50 frames a second or whatever, 96 or whatever, 120, 300. You can't modify it after the fact.
Right.
And that's what I have on video, because it's that. Sorry, I'm spitting on you.
No.
It's that range.
I'm gonna get sick anyways at this point, so it's fine.
It's that range, and you understand that.
Yeah.
Whereas with stills, it can in a way go backwards, where like if you do a time lapse, and let's say you're even doing 12-hour exposures, and you do 100 of them, and you string them together and play them at 24 frames per second, that turns into a video. Whereas with a video camera, you can't physically turn, maybe someone's going to prove me wrong, you can't physically turn something into like a 12-hour exposure, or you can't turn it into a 10,000th of a second picture if you already shot it at 50th of a second, if it's blurred out.
I see. I'm not even.
So you're saying that you got exposure times on us and that's it?
No, there's other things like exposure times. That's a good thing. But also, you have to remember when scaling, when video is 8K, stills are going to be 15K or whatever.
I know. Well, you already are. Like what the Canon 5D R or whatever shoots 50 megapixels.
I have a 5D R.
Yeah.
And it's insane that I can take a picture
that's a pretty good body.
I just know that Corey likes to
body.
expose himself all the time.
So right now 4K, so this is a good example. 4K video is about the equivalent of like 10 megapixels on a camera.
Right.
And point and shoot cameras 10 years ago were shooting 10 megapixels.
Yeah.
Like a 5DR shoots a 50 megapixel image.
Yeah.
50?
What do we call
50,
that?
50.
Is that like 20K? What do we call that?
No,
less than that.
it's
16K if we're gonna make
I think
it in
they call
video
it
terms.
8K.
Ultra 4K
8
or something like that.
8 and I'm not.
I can't do the math. None of us.
8,333.
We're artists,
But
not
anyways,
mathematicians.
8,000 and some change wide image.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
And the fact that I'm making one every single time I press that shutter release is crazy. And you could use that for video. Like I said, you could do a time lapse, or you could do a hyperlapse, or whatever. Whereas with video, if you're shooting video and you try to pull a still out of it, you cannot really modify it to the degree.
Oh, of course not. Yeah.
Yep.
So what we're saying is, for now, we can't be friends. But maybe at some point in the future, Larry, you and we can combine our powers.
Pretty soon, who knows? With technology, it'll get closer and closer together, but there will always be a still image.
Right.
It will always exist, because it's like a moment in time. It's
Right.
a
I
freeze
agree with
frame.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you guys want to carry out? Let's just bring this episode out with a song, huh?
Let's carry out this with a melody. Should we do one instrument at a time?
Yeah.
to
So
prep.
let's just kind of find some instruments around the house, and
Okay.
then we'll all just play a quick melody,
Okay.
and then we'll bring it out.
Would you do the honors? And
Yeah,
Sam,
okay.
let's just can we hand out one instrument at a time?
Yeah. No. Put your head. Put your
Larry,
phones-
put
your phones back on,
just
Larry.
go ahead, hang tight, Larry. You're all right.
Hold on, hang tight, Larry. You're almost good.
So go ahead and get Paco his instrument first.
You've seen some of.
percussion, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Paco, give us a solo once you get him. So Paco
Paco's
is
here on the spoons.
going to be playing the spoons. And Paco, give a solo.
Let's start with.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Okay.
All right, Corey, I think that you are a flautist.
I'm a flute player.
You're a
Alright,
skin
so
flute
stop.
player.
I'm a master of the skin flute. Hold on.
Skin
Ready?
flute.
Little solo. Hold on.
Dude, what is that? That's beautiful.
What the?
Thank you, guys.
I've got a.
Okay, Sam
I've
is.
got a piano harmonica here.
All right.
If you guys can't see, it's a keyboard with a mouth thing. I'm gonna do a quick little ditty here.
Yeah, go ahead. Give us a little ripper there, Sam.
All right, here we go.
You guys are gonna give me a dildo or something.
No. Larry, I think you're gonna play
Do we
it.
have any more instruments in here?
Yeah, we do. We need a bass.
The bass.
We need something with a deeper note.
Oh my god, it's gonna be a big black
It's the.
I knew it. I knew it.
Larry, this is what we call
Skin
the
flute.
This is a bass flute.
You want to play?
All right, let's bring us
We're about to play this song.
All right.
bring it
So thank you, everybody. This is signing out.
Find us on Maximum Driftcast.
Where do I put the mouse?
Find Larry on Larry Chen.
You're supposed
Do I hold
to
it like
cup.
this? Is this how I hold it?
So find Larry on Speed Hunter,
It's
Speed
Larry
Haters,
Chen, Paco 2F, Performance, Tofu Drift Fan,
subscribe.
Corey Hosford, Street Standard. Here we go.
All right.
1,
2, 3,
No. We gotta bring. Here, you take it really easy. Give us a beat, Paco.
3, 4.
Okay, this actually tastes like wood.
It's wooden.
All right, Corey, bring it in.
Look. I'm just touching his chest. I just.